Hey, everybody, this is Perch, and we've got Joe, we've got Pat. How are you guys doing?
Good,
I'm all right,
man.
Perch.
How's it going?
I like how I slip into used car salesman mode every time we start every one of these. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
such
no,
a fun.
it's great, but yeah, God, I'm gonna have some drink here. It's gonna be a lovely time.
It is, and it's likely the last of the year because I'm full. Oh, look at that! Some bullet bourbon right there
Some
from
bullet
Joe.
bourbon.
And I think, knock on wood, we will have Jeff Thorne is actually going to stop by, so he should join us here in a little bit as well. And then maybe, just maybe, I know Sean is in the chat. Hopefully, Sean Murphy can jump in here too. We can have it'll be a fun time for all of us. But okay, Joe's going right for the drink. Pat, how's your how are you doing winding into the holiday here?
I'm actually going to be drinking for the first time on the podcast. My wife just got me some.
I wish I could mix it with some.
Nice.
No, this is good. I love you very much.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, very sweet. Thank you. Yeah, no, the holiday's been good. You know, I'm a big holiday person. As soon as the Thanksgiving turkey is basted, it's all about holiday music, holiday cheer. Yeah, no, I've been rocking out every night. My wife wakes up to me asleep on the couch. I've just fallen asleep because I'm such a hard worker, right? I fall asleep working and blazing is Christmas music. You know, just like the first Noel, all the classics.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There's this wonderful mashup of Wonderful Christmas Time to Biggie. That's just great.
Is there now?
Yeah, that's everyone's got homework after this, but yeah, I just made myself a nice little whiskey ginger in my Scottober pint glass.
Very nice.
Out,
Very nice.
You can celebrate Scottober all year round because Scottober is in your heart. I think we can all agree with that.
I think we can all agree. Hey, and Sean, you decided to drop in. How are you?
Good. Just real quick. I only have like 10 minutes. But I wanted to tell the story about how you thought Donny Cates was dating Dustin Nguyen. And I know you tried to get out in front of this, but it's too late because I'd rather tell it my way, which is better than your way.
You do it. It was Jay Lee. It wasn't Dustin. But anyway, please take it away.
By the way, it's right. Sorry. Was it Jay? I was really drunk.
It was Jay. But anyway, you bring it. Go ahead. Tell it your way.
By the way, hello, Pat. Sorry to crash the party like this.
Oh, it's all good, man. Hi.
So we're at the bar, like some wine bar, and there aren't a lot of great places to drink in Emerald City. There's like tent cities everywhere. It's kind of a weird show. It's not what it used to be. So we all kind of had a hard day, and Perch was just sitting in his chair, like burning a hole in the back of Donny Cates' blonde hair from like 50 feet away. And when you tried to talk to Perch, you could just tell that like he had one eye and like, why would someone do that to your hair? Why is that guy trying to hold court? Why would he just sign autographs for 20 minutes and then leave? Like, I don't understand this guy. So we're engaging Perch. You can kind of tell he's half listening because he kept like looking away, looking back towards Donny Cates. And this petite biped human being walks in. And from the back, this person has like a bob haircut. And from 50 feet away, a short person with a dark brown, black hair and a bob from behind looks kind of like an Asian person, at least if you're Perch.
God damn it.
So I could tell, like, when I see the person come in, and I'm like, oh, that's Donnie's wife, because I know what she looks like. And I could see Perch, and I could see one eye, like, start to twitch. And I'm like, oh, he's going to say something. Like, something's not right in his brain. What the hell? Like, I'm like, everybody be quiet. Let's hear what Perch has to say. And he's like, Jay Lee just walked in. And I start laughing because I'm like, man, that is awesome, because I can't tell if that's like sexist, racist, or like everything. And it was really amazing. That was probably the funniest thing that happened at the show. And yeah, that was it.
but yeah, fucking Donnie with his like bleach blonde hair, like he just got out of the Yellow Card concert. That was like ridiculous.
Dude, Yellow Card. Wow, with the violin action.
Like he
looks like he looks like an extra from that movie Meteor Man. Remember?
Oh shit!
Yeah. And I like Donnie, so if he's listening, I don't really know Donnie that well, but it is what it is.
He doesn't listen to this show.
He was
Yeah,
he
sure.
listen to the show. Yeah, that's absolutely true. No, it was. I mean, it was. You're right. It was a weird show. I mean, half the people were, I think, worried about the virus. Half the restaurants are all shut down. It was hard to find a place to drink. I know Ben was trying to get to a good steak with Kevin McGuire afterward, and the place they were going to go was shut down. And it's like everything sucked. Yeah.
When we went to a really great steakhouse, and Perch put me in charge of ordering because he doesn't like to order things on a menu. So I'm in charge of scotch. And I went through maybe 8 different scotches from their menu that they did not have anymore. So either they didn't stock the good shit or people already went through the good shit.
Yeah, that was a bunch of bullshit there. I like you kept listing them off, and they're like, oh no. And I mean, what are you driving us to at this point? Come on, you're a steak place.
If I was him, I would have said, listen, man, I'm going to give you a free scotch just as an apology, because you just keep buying all the things that we don't have, and I feel bad. You know, because you're spending like $140 a steak plus whatever for scotch. I mean, after shooting down all the scotches they didn't have, I feel like they could have given me some kind of reward for reminding them to restock the cellar.
I liked Sean's face when he brings out we get the Wagyu steak and the imported from Japan, and it's like this tiny little cube of steak. I don't know. It's like, where's the rest of the meat?
Yeah, good. You guys ever had Wagyu steak, Pat?
No, dude. You know, I've watched probably about 100 YouTube videos about it, but no, I have not though. I have not. I've had the pleasure.
It's really good. You know, they only sell it to certain places in the country. It's all from Japan. So I'm chewing mine, and then after I'm done, Perch, you know, because he's sophisticated, I'm not. He's like, you're supposed to just put it on your tongue and let it melt, asshole. So apparently I ate it the wrong way.
You ate it fine. You could have, if you were really going for it, just put the entire serving in your mouth all at once.
Yeah, I see people do it on like white bread, but I mean, I don't know. By the way, in your comments, is it a bit that people say that this is pre-recorded, or do they actually think that this is not happening live?
They think it's pre-recorded. I don't know. It's not a bit. This is definitely live. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, what a funny gotcha! Like, oh, you already did this.
Yeah. We were just recycling a show from last Emerald City Comic Con 2 years ago. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Donnie was also there, and Perch also made a racist comment about his wife. So
yeah, that's
it works 2 years in a row.
That's what I do every con. That's just me. Yeah. That's you, Sean. I know you have to go in a minute, but I want to ask you. You started to put photos out on your Twitter page.
Yeah. Oh, I did? Wait.
Yeah.
My assistant did. Sorry.
Yeah.
What did he put out?
It did look like a tease for a comic book you have coming up.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we're in the airport, and I was actually showing you at Emerald City issue 1 to my next Batman book. And a few things really jumped out at you. But one, and I can say it right here because I trust no one here is going to run to the internet and spoil this. Yeah, but I do have Harley's daughter is Joker obsessed, and that's the picture I put up. And you came to me, and you're like, that is a multi-million-dollar idea right now. And I go, really? And you're like, yeah, I mean, think about all the Harley books out there. People are kind of burned down on Harley. You're kind of giving them like the next evolution of Harley, and there's a little bit of Joker in there too. This could be a YA, this could be this could be that. So I'm just like, holy shit, you're right. Like, this is why you're better at marketing than I am.
No, but it's going to do well. That people are going to really like that. So that's going to be very, very fun.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Thanks for the help, Joe. You too. You kind of grew through my script a bit and gave me a few. Yeah, I appreciate the help, guys. Pat, thanks for nothing.
Hey, I mean,
next time.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah,
sounds good so far.
Pat, you've had some good experience selling it's not YA exactly, or is that what the Disney books were?
I don't.
Yeah, I've done the Disney books. I would say were YA, and as far as the Marvel novels, those they skew YA, but they never said it. It was just so vague. They would say, make it so it could feel like it's set in the movies and had the same rating as the movie. But it's set in the comics universe. It was just the whole time, very vague and just only giving me notes after I've already written the whole novel. So,
yeah. It didn't work. She the one that said Wolverine couldn't drink beer.
Yeah, they couldn't even reference any alcohol. And dude, you know what? Actually, now that Hawkeye is out, I kind of know why I was given a certain note. But I wrote a Thor novel, and the Tracksuit Bros were a major part of it. And after having written it, approved, they came back to me and said, "Actually, we can't use them here. They're being saved. Take them out." And I've always wondered what they were being saved for. And boom, Hawkeye.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That sucks though to put all that effort in and get that out of it. So, and
Yeah,
Sean, Stefan has a good idea. City of Harley. You know.
Hey,
Yeah.
Stefan, are you open to draw a White Knight book in the future?
Yeah, there you go. This would be perfect.
yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
I mean, with the sales of Harleen, he does not need me, but I would love to sucker him into doing something for me in the future.
Yeah, let's
Try to write. I'll try to bump your page rate. Normally, I can get my friends raises, so let me take a crack at it if you're interested.
I think everybody would like a pay raise. So let's do all of those things.
Yeah.
Pat, who publishes those novels?
Back in the day when I was doing my first run, it was Joe Books. They were a little company out of Canada, and they went out of business. But now who does it is Aconite Press, and they have a label for all the Marvel titles. And I just started to work with them again. They had this School of X novel coming out this month, actually. So that's my first time working with them on the Marvel licenses. But I do know too, it's so strange. There are different publishers with different rights. Like there's an American publisher who has paperback rights, one has hardcover rights. Aconite, I think, is a European company, and Joe Books was Canadian, so it's kind of all over the place.
Who makes the rules? Like, who you actually dealing with Marvel printing at any point, or are you dealing with Marvel Studios? Like when they tell you Wolverine can't have a beer, who is that exactly?
That is someone who deals with Marvel from a licensor role. It's their licensor talking to me and giving me notes on that. And I looked into who it was. Who I was working with was Sarah Brunstead, who I think is a full editor now, maybe. But at the time, she was working with other publishers in general, like storybook stuff on the Marvel and Disney too titles.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, while you're talking, Jeff, you joined us. Welcome to the show.
Can you hear me? Am I live?
You are live. We can hear
Awesome. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Jeff. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going?
This is great to have all of you in one place. And I'm actually in that picture with Sean. There wasn't room on the screen, so I just cut it right there.
It's a murderer's row, is what it is.
That is.
You put that up. You slapped that together really quickly, man.
Yeah, that was PowerPoint.
It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I got to go pick up some takeout, but I just wanted to pop in and say hi to everybody.
Perfect.
All right,
Sean, you have a great holiday, and thanks for dropping by.
You too, guys. Safe holiday. See ya.
Thank you. Thanks for telling my racist Comic-Con story. That's great that you did that.
The single good picture of me that's ever been taken, you found it. God bless you.
No, you've got lots of good pictures. So Jeff, how are you doing? So it is the holiday time, and how are you doing for the holiday time?
I'm pretty mellow this time of year. I've got a lot of different projects going on at the same time. So right now, while everybody's running away to go sort of kiss their families and give presents and stuff, I take the empty space to cap off all my final deadlines, basically. So I actually like the piece. Like I've always been like this, even in college. Everybody else went home and I stayed at the college. There's probably a Stephen King novel in there somewhere, but
killing people.
Yeah, I know. Like, just go murder a village. No one will suspect me. No, I'm just chilling, man. I mean, the boosters and the masks are mostly off, at least for a minute. I'm good.
Excellent. I'm glad you were able to join us, and of course,
me too.
We're here with Pat. We're here with Joe. It's a great group of people. Always love talking comics with all of you.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
Yeah,
it's great.
It's been quiet. I know we haven't done as many shows. As many of you know, again, I'll explain. I'm moving, so I'm.
Where to? Same city?
I'm moving to Texas.
What?
I know, it's a huge shift, and there's a background behind that we can tell you off to the air. But
oh dear God.
It's a major change for me. So I will be. This is my last week actually up here in this area, and then I'll be heading on down. And
crap.
it's it's going to be a huge thing. So I'll get settled down there, and then we'll start these things up again. So there'll be a couple of weeks though. So I do hope everybody has a good holiday. Joe and I were talking before the show that we definitely are going to sneak in a terrible pitch video before the year's out.
Yes.
Well, I mean, all my pitches are terrible at this point. So I can just say a pitch, and that'll be a terrible pitch.
He's Joe is you've been stockpiling these.
Oh my God, I have too many bad pitches. You know, well, it was fun because what was it, a while back when we had Eric Canetti on, I got to use one of them, which was the one that was an X-Men PSA where Magneto's able to murder everybody because they use deodorant that has aluminum in it.
Yeah.
So
That's good, dude.
That is absolutely perfect. We have a lot to, but we do, proving that this is not pre-recorded, by the way. There's a question for you, Jeff. What the hell is going on in your Green Lantern book? You had a new issue out this week. John is back. John's definitely back.
Yeah, he's back. He's back, and this time he's black. No, I mean, what the hell is going on? I am working hard to pick up and expand upon threads that were dropped at the end of a 30-year-old comic book run. And it was a crazy comic book run for those of us who were there for it. It was extremely abstract and bizarre, and all kinds of wacky crap happened, very Grant Morrison-esque, well before there was a Grant Morrison. And some of those concepts are being put forth in the current run. It is only going to get weirder. That's all I can tell you.
Now, how many issues do you have? I mean,
I have 12 on this arc. So
12 on this arc. Okay.
It will cap out at 12 for this arc. And if barring a change in either sales or editorial vision, put editorial vision in quotes because we really never know. We are at the whims of gods we never meet and cannot interact with. They could decide to keep me on, or they could decide to go, we're going to go left now. So I don't know any more than the audience does right now.
Okay, well, hopefully it's keeping going. I mean, you're telling a big story, so it'd be a shame to cut that at 12. So I'm hoping
this is just part one of a 3-part story. So if we only get to 12, you've only got the first third of the trilogy.
Yeah, so that would not be smart business on their end. Pat, you've got a book out as well. Is that right? Not this week, but next week, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I have the School of X is out at some point this month.
Oh, sweet.
I should know when that's out. Let's see. School of X release date.
There you go.
Dude, it says
Nothing is you can't plan anything. I don't go through the books coming out next week during this show. Yes, we'll still show some Dynamite covers. Don't worry, it's still there. But
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Nice.
it's impossible to track books. Like half the stuff is moved. It's a nightmare right now.
And there's delays and stuff. Yeah.
Here we go. It's December 21st for School of X, a Xavier's Institute anthology.
Sweet.
Excellent. Okay, and you can get that. That's going to be sold through Amazon as well, correct?
Yeah, Amazon, bookstores. Some comic shops will have it, but mostly it's going to be bookstores.
Is this a graphic or a prose anthology?
It's a prose anthology from Aconite Press.
I'm with it. I will blow you up, baby. That's
Thanks, man.
great.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'm glad to hear it. And Joe, what's coming out next for you?
Well, I just had TKO Presents Tales of Terror, my story in there with Liana Kangas and Paul Ezeketa's collected. That's just recently available. And there's the trade for Beckstar is available now.
Oh, sweet.
I still have a bunch of my backlog available. Like the Deadbeats London Calling was just a couple months ago, so you can still order that first volume. So there's ways to scratch your Joe itch.
Okay. There's the middle image we were looking for, which leads us nicely into George Perez.
Yeah.
What?
No,
Yeah.
there was no way I was going to make that transition well. We obviously heard the news. It was tough. It was not. We knew he was not in great health, right? I mean, this was unfortunately this was not the news we wanted to hear. But how awesome is Perez, by the way, in these pictures, especially this one on the left where he's like got the full Captain Admiral look going.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Mm,
He's all of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
yeah.
and who's that young man in
Yeah.
front of him?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really do better than that room.
No, that's a pretty solid room of creators, and that certainly the folks that are lining up on the left that's a Hall of
Jesus.
Fame right there.
Talk about a murderer's row. Well, the news is shitty. From all report, he is taking it all with the grace one would expect. All of his friends and people are rallying around him. I think it's going to be the comic book equivalent of a Jim Henson send-off.
Yeah.
Like, he's done nothing but make all of us happy for the last 40 odd years more. So I can think of a worse legacy. And my personal feeling is the one thing about dying that I am bothered by is that I can't attend my own funeral to see what people really think about me. And I think George is going to find out a great deal of people just fucking love that guy. People he's never met all over the world are going to be just like pouring love at him for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
I hope that
Side note. I was just going to say, side note, Karen Berger does not age.
Oh my God.
She looks like nearly exactly the same as in that picture.
That's really unfair. I hate everyone like that. There's something wrong with them.
Yeah, those people are jerks for sure. Yeah,
they are. They're doing it to us.
No, I'm hoping a lot of people get a chance to tell George this, of course, before he dies. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of outpouring love. I would really love it if they could get that JLA Avengers out back in print. I know that's impossible, but it'd be smart to do. Wonderful to do.
Yeah, I think it would be the right thing to do. I would definitely, those royalties alone would, pour into his family coffers after he's gone. So I think it's the right thing to do.
I was picking that up as it was coming out. I remember that was it came out too long ago now for me to care about being like, oh God, that was like 20 years. I hate thinking about it, but it was fun.
Well, what's interesting is that he never got worse. Like he had infirmity that slowed him down, but the actual output, like he's a beast. Like Jesus.
Absolutely, absolutely, he will. And I think there is a route here where they do this through. Sorry, who's the manufacturer who did that Captain America book that you just picked up, Joe?
Folio Society.
Yeah, the Folio Society. IDW has those artist editions. Like that seems like you could get a third party to mediate and put that stuff out.
I would hope that someone would try that. He deserves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Well, here is hoping for sure, but definitely a legend lost. 50 years ago today, not comics related, but the foundation of Lucasfilm.
Wow.
Wow. Young George Lucas contemplating how he would ruin his own franchise in the future.
Dude, it's crazy seeing him so young. I've always pictured him as this old guy, and he just looks so fucking dorky, dude, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now you can believe that this guy couldn't sell Star Wars, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Who's buying the movie from this dude that involved all of that?
Yeah, this dude, I see him and I don't think, oh, tell me your story. I think run your pockets.
Right. How did you get in here? This is what I think. If I'm a producer.
Yeah. But like it's interesting because this also I can tie this to the Jim Salicrup interview we did. Because he talked about it as like for a lot of kids, because you don't know the ins and outs of the business and all of that. Like Star Wars for a lot of them was their first Marvel comic movie.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to think about it that way.
I never did think about it until just now, but you're right. I never really thought about that connection until right now, but it's straight up true. Little skinny bastard. Look what he did.
Well, you are right, though. I mean, imagine that guy walking in saying, I'd like some funding for my space ninja movie. Like,
he looks like a Bill Howard cut in 60 weeks.
I have space samurai, space dogfights, some sort of Dracula dude with psychic powers who wears a metal helmet, kills people from a distance.
He is absolutely tucking in that business sweater there as well, I think. Anyway, hey Jeff, a question for you. By the way, ask questions as you want to the chat. Things
Yeah.
to Joe, things to Pat, things to Jeff. Will Mongol play a part in your Green Lantern run down the line, or
The brief. There's multiple answers. One is I was told when I started all this, the canvas you get to use is all of Cosmic DC. So the very broad answer is eventually I would have gotten around to Mongol for sure. The realistic answer is there's stuff going on in action right now that involves World and all of that I have nothing to do with. So it would really depend when I would use Mongol would depend on whenever all of that is done or how we might tie Green Lantern into it going forward, which would be not a negotiation, but a weird dance of multiple creators and editors of how to make that all shake out. So I definitely intended always, I wouldn't have shown him in that issue if I had not planned to at some point involve the guy. But when and how, that's kind of that's in editorial's hands.
Yeah. Seems like that'd be a hard character to get in with everything else that's going on right now. But
they got a lot going on that is none of my damn business. Let me tell you that. I don't know what the hell is going on in the upper floors right now.
Well, it has been a tough year. And I couldn't help but notice that like either Google is drunk or this is an interesting scan of people. What happened to Scott Snyder? Like that Amazon deal took the hell out of him. I mean,
what the hell? That's not him. Is that him?
Yeah. And that doesn't look exactly like the Sean I saw a week ago.
Wait, what the hell?
That Sean's been eaten. Yeah.
No way. No way. They got different pictures. There's no way. But why did all these, what aside from the comics, what do they have in common, these people?
I was searching something. I mean, for this show, actually, I was putting together, I was getting some covers. I don't remember who I searched for, but these were the people that came up a lot. I think it was George Perez, actually. And these were the people who came up with it. And
wow.
Yeah. So everybody just go easy on Scott, because he's 2021 is nearly murdered.
God.
It's been a rough year, dude. Wow.
He's become his own grandfather, apparently. I don't know.
Yeah. That's how great people are. Yeah, Scott Tober.
Listen, there are a shitload of questions about Green Lantern in the chat. I'm going to leave it to Perch to field which ones I need to answer because there's a lot.
Shit. Bad.
Well, you just pick and choose, and if I can answer it, I will.
Okay, I'll put stuff in there. Yeah, so now now I have work actually I have to do. So I wanted to set you, it's a more fun kind of thing. I wanted to take you through a crazy set of comic panels and see what you make of this. So I don't know if you've read this one. This is Youngblood #1. Not the first issue, but this was Youngblood Bloodsport. And this was Mark Miller, Rob Liefeld. Have you guys read this?
I definitely own it. I'm sure I read it when it came out.
Okay. Well, you're in for some surprises then, because let's go through this comic, because I'm just trying to test is this the craziest thing you've seen, in the mainstream? So we start out with the superheroes, having fun, which is fine. You're enjoying a hot tub and a bubble bath and some tits over
your mask, apparently.
Yeah, in your mask. Well, it's rust proof, so it will be okay. This was, and then they do some cocaine. So,
what the fuck?
What I like about the dialogue here is it's we're richer than Dick Cheney and getting our cock sucked by 2 up-and-coming super teens.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this. Was that an actual phase where wait, 2. Is that you, Perch, who changed this dialogue?
Nope. No.
The actual dialogue?
This is absolutely what was printed. Yes.
There was that weird period where quote unquote mainstream comics that weren't the big 2 were sort of straddling between regular comics and frankly porn comics. Yeah. And I think it was all everybody was trying and failing to get at some of that Alan Moore action. And they just weren't as good as he is to do it, frankly. So
no, because our scene progresses in the hot tub with we learn that this is, again, I posted on Twitter, but long before the Jean Grey Wolverine Cyclops throuple in this comic back in the early 2000s, these 2 guys dressed up like Wolverine and Cyclops Jean, and then apparently they were giving the blowjobs.
God bless America.
Who wrote and drew this?
This is actually superstar Mark Miller, creator of Civil War, and artist Rob Liefeld. So.
Dude, the attention that the men are drawn with so much more detail than the women.
I know.
This is
That's an interesting observation there, Pat.
This is a beefcake comic.
I mean, they went to the wall on this one.
Yeah,
dude.
So
I definitely own it. I definitely own this. I bought everything back then. I definitely own this comic book.
The comic progresses to an action scene, and in this action scene, Shaft is actually fighting, as it turns out, reanimated corpses from the '60s civil rights movement.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my God.
Wait, look, did you say Shaft?
Yeah, that's the name of the character.
His name is Shaft. Is that?
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
his
is Shaft.
That's his
I
name.
mean, dude, it matches with the attention to the male form. The guy's
Oh
name is
my
Shaft.
God.
Dude.
This is all meta and subtext here, man. Like, I mean, what are you trying to tell me, fellas?
Now, what's going on here is that the zombie civil rights leaders that are attacking have actually stolen a strand of Supreme's pubic hair from the Science Museum.
That's I
a
can't tell if Perch is punking us right now.
I 100% guarantee this is what was printed. This is not
fucking
edited in any way, because that is Shaft, and I believe he is writing Martin Luther King in this, and he does make the comment that you're talking to the guy who rented Malcolm X thinking it was a mutant flick, which sure, as you do. So he rides Martin Luther King zombie down to the ground and then smashes him into the car. So this happens.
That first panel is
what is that? Martin Luther King's dead body with heat vision?
Yes.
What the fuck were they thinking about?
Yes, that is. This is a real comic. So they do all this, and they get the pubic hair back to the Science Museum. The pubic hair Science Museum exhibit actually holds up a weight, so apparently it's used to. They're showing the strength of the.
No, you are punking us. You wrote this all yourself.
Nope.
No fucking way.
Check this out for yourself. This is 100% a real comic, real dialogue.
Oh my God.
They go to have burgers, and we learn that the Youngblood characters are not having a great time. So Bad Rock there has been basically just patrolling and tapping on apartment windows to make sure people are having consensual sex. Note that Batman and Superman are actually drawn into this comic for some reason.
But purposely to avoid copyright problems.
Yes. Yeah, the shield is missing from you've got that. And then they head over to the headquarters. Bad Rock goes through some porn, which you see up there in the top, like Debbie Does Asgard, I think is in there.
Oh, there's one called Sex Men 2.
Sex Men 2.
Oh my God.
Passy one, yeah. This was in like 2002, I believe. It said at the beginning.
This was in the 2000s?
What's that?
This was in the 2000s.
Yes. Oh, yes.
This is like
20 years.
This had to be a holdover from the 90s. They must have done this in the 90s and released it.
I do think watch women and then doing it as 2 words instead of 1 word. Like I see what that's kind of clever. I get it.
Is it though?
Yeah. They do comment that the Youngblood headquarters is just like it's always been, except as Shaft notes for the body fluids on the floor.
Ew.
Yeah. And then the elevator actually has a girl that kind of displays going down, because why not?
Well, why wouldn't you?
And then they get in a fight, and so this is I think.
Oh my
God!
So this goes ahead and is kind of the banter that they do back and forth.
Okay, wait. Is this like an alternate universe, and the real Youngblood's going to come in at some point?
Well, it ended on a cliffhanger, but there was no second issue.
Oh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, it has to be a parody of the 90s, right?
Right. It has to be.
I mean, the thing is, though, like
what it was, to be honest.
with this kind of thing, if it is a parody, I think it's a cautionary tale, because once you get enough distance from the time that it's making fun of, it just looks like that time.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
This is why you need evergreen storylines in politics, because one day some jackass like me is going to put this stuff up on the screen. You're going to look weird. So.
Well, that's why among the many reasons why whatchamacallit, V for Vendetta still holds up, and this one looks dated as fuck and probably is not. It was probably meant as a parody and is absolutely not a parody anymore. It's just a documentary.
I made the comment in a video I at some point came out in the last couple of days, like, who are your must buys? And I mentioned, Mark Miller, definitely somebody that I like his stuff. I think it's really good. And so I got a mail saying, oh yeah, how about this one? And you proved me right. This one, or wrong. This is one batshit crazy issue. Youngblood Bloodsport issue 1. There was other stuff in there too. It's crazy up and down the line. So
I mean, to me, as a writer, right, it's inspiring, because we all struggle with how our work is perceived, how we're doing in the industry, and this dude wrote that and stacks chips. This dude had millions of dollars, right? And he wrote that. So, dude, all you comics writers, 90% of you who are writing absolute bullshit, you could still be okay, right?
Yeah. Keep writing 100%
someday.
All right, I see the question. I love Ty Pham, and I actually pitched to the company a way that we could include him in the mainline universe without sticking it to his original creators and his own continuity. So if we get to go forward, people keep asking that same question over and over again. The answer is, I don't know what happens after issue 12. But if we do go forward, I have plans for 2 more years worth of this arc. It is all in DC's hands right now. They know my desires. They know what the arcs basically are, just so you can tell your friends. And in terms of Ty Pham, I love the Legacy universe. It works perfectly fine on its own. And if we wanted to bring Ty Pham in, I have a plan to do that, which I have expressed to editorial. And everything is in their court. Everything is in their court.
Well, hopefully they do. And I think this is the quote to put up there, Pat. Very good.
I mean, all right, that's good.
That's right. Mark Miller would go on right after this, like within, I think, a year or so, and he would do that Trouble limited series where Aunt May got pregnant. And
he would.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, what a Christ.
Anyway, some great, absolutely great stuff. And yes, restaurant is misspelled backwards on the cover. So that's,
why would I think that lends itself to parody or ineptitude? You choose.
There's a lot going on. Anyway, an amazing comic. How about somebody made the comment, Mark Miller could do issue 2 on Kickstarter, but I don't think Miller would be bothered by this. He seems to enjoy blockchain and crypto and new tech, so I don't think this would be an issue.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about that stuff.
Yeah. No.
Do you think this being a real tweet, do you think people were maybe a little bit over the top with this news?
Dude,
you know what? I am so sick of this shit. Like, goddamn. Hyperbole? Let's tone it all down, folks. Jesus Christ.
Dude,
hyperbole is the worst thing to ever happen.
If I read that tweet and respond, this is my final pre-cancellation live stream.
There you go.
Jesus, that is an unbelievable quote.
Relax.
So I'm fucking real.
As some people have pointed out, I mean, they were showing the other technologies that are using blockchain right now in some form or fashion, like Netflix and Amazon and Twitter.
Right.
So it was confusing why people reacted so quickly, so harshly to this news, which
I think you addressed it very well in your own stream on the subject, which is it's an incredibly complex thing, a kind of technology that people still don't get it. And they have these little sort of soundbite pieces of info, and then they take these gigantic positions based on minimal data. And then you get a tweet like that. I was being raped. Really? Were you though? Were you really? Why
I mean,
give me a break?
You don't do a Kickstarter if it makes you feel that way, like, or
I
anything.
know, like, or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know, like I have for the past 5 years I've been doing Kickstarters. I've done 21 of them, and a large portion of what I do is Kickstarter based. Even the stuff that I'm doing in the direct market, Destiny New York, is an ongoing series in the direct market now. That could happen because I Kickstarted this shit 5 years ago, you know, and I've been doing it ever since. I think that because here's the truth: am I knowledgeable about blockchain? No, I'm not. But when I read the news, I read the news along with the reaction, and my reaction at the time was surprise, as much with the reaction as with the news, because I don't know how it affects me in any way. I plan to keep going as I was going. I don't know the shit, and I'm not going to become an expert. If that's how it goes, that's how it goes. And I think what frustrates me is the bitch assness of it all. You know, like you'll see,
Yes.
There's your quote
on Twitter.
I love that word. I may have to use that.
You'll see people who are, you know, very flippantly and aggressively talking about something without even waiting for the company to respond, not even giving feedback. They're talking about it as if it's a memoriam. You know, they're talking about a way that a large portion of creators make a living as if it's dead at the fucking door. And I think that it gets me heated. You know, I think that especially these people who have never even launched a Kickstarter talking about, oh, I was gonna use your platform next year. Well, it's this year, bitch. Okay.
Yes.
It's fucking this year. And I think that these people should watch their mouths about something that relates to my pockets. You know?
Yeah.
It gets me very heated when a thing that helps me feed my family becomes not a conversation, but a sort of they're damning the company as if it can't even respond, as if it won't consider the reaction. It's an immediate fuck you guys. When really the tweets that I like, even though I don't understand, are the either I don't know about this, wait and see how it affects creators, or even the people who fucking hate it. If you hate it,
don't play.
Exactly. There are people too who hate it, saying, I hate this, but I don't want it to negatively affect creators because it isn't their fault. That to me at least shows some baseline empathy and understanding. To act like you can just whole cloth dismiss the entire thing as a thing of the past just because of this one thing, it gets me heated.
I'm a managed market capitalist, right? I believe in managed markets and regulations and all of that. But it's interesting to me that so many people who claim to be free market capitalists are mad that any business does anything with their own business. Like, if Kickstarter feels that this is the move to make, let them play it out. If it works, it doesn't die, it enhances business, and people will roll with it. If it doesn't work, they'll either remove it or they'll die. And some other thing will take Kickstarter's place that doesn't do it that way. And everyone who was at Kickstarter will simply shift over to the new thing, which has occupied that space. So to make all this crazy Sturm and Drang about it, and these people are evil for participating, and these people are cowards for running away, who gives a shit? It's either going to work or it's not. Like, it's, you know?
Yeah. I totally agree. Yeah,
I think Stefan has the right reaction here. It's like if they had announced that they weren't going to be using traditional money anymore and it was going to be only Bitcoin and crypto, I think that would have been more something to get pissed about, because that would have had an actual impact on people. But anyway, it's a lot of craziness here.
I'm with you, Stefan. I am absolutely a person like yourself. I feel that way too for me, but I don't have a problem with other people doing the other thing. Like, there's room. There's plenty of room.
Yeah. Now, and I mean, there's one more thing that does, you know, that is relevant to this, that I also don't like the conversation about this, that some creators are out here suggesting it's so easy to just change platforms. It's so easy. Oh, a new platform is going to rise up. And Zoop is out here, one, being named Zoop. right?
Mhm.
They're being
Yeah.
named Zoop, which that's a problem, okay? And then two, they're positioning themselves. Oh, we're trying to rush to be the company to replace Kickstarter. And is that being embraced? I don't think so, because check
I
this
don't.
out. The reason that my Kickstarters do well is because I have a network that I've established through Kickstarter. I don't love being so stuck and tied to a company. This has shown that that's a weakness that I can learn from. However, you can't pretend that a brand new company is going to bring you the infrastructure that Kickstarter does. Most of my day one pledges come from Ding, Pat Shand, who you've already backed, has a new campaign. That's very valuable. That's very valuable. So to just dismiss that, every Kickstarter page essentially is a mailing list. They get updates to the email. That's very valuable. Kickstarter has all these valuable things. And the truth is, this may be controversial, but there's no leeway given for the company that has done more for independent comics than any company ever, full stop. That's crazy. Give them a chance to take the feedback. Don't damn them. And this doesn't go out for the people who are saying, I hate this, I want this to change. Fine, fucking hate it. This is just about the people who are saying that this is the end of Kickstarter. To me, that is out of pocket.
It's nonsense. And how many of them, by the way, I've done a Kickstarter, but I support a shitload of Kickstarter. Like every year, I'm putting in money into all these independent comics, a couple of the little independent movies. Like, I'm absolutely a big fan of that as a sort of a marketplace / platform. And if they need to modify their business model, if they need to modify how they accept payment or who from, all of that is experimentation, because every company does things like this. Every real company gets to a certain size and has to decide, are we going to proceed as we always have? Are we going to make some kind of adjustment based on new technology, based on wanting to expand our base in some way, whatever? And people who've been dealing with that company are either going to roll with it or they're going to buck a little bit. But I think is doing most of the squawking? People who don't interact with Kickstarter at all. Either way, neither on the creative side nor on the support side, right? Like, I've just now gotten some stuff that I backed last year. Just now got the fulfillment, in on time. And I was perfectly cool with that. But I see people yelling about how long did this take? And I'm like, did you even back the thing? Like, I don't know that you backed the thing.
Yeah.
No, and I mean, at the end of the day, I saw, one writer who was really spazzing out about this entire issue earlier in the day, kind of praise how amazing Ted Lasso is, and they're watching this show on Apple TV Plus, and it's a great show, and everybody should watch it. That's being delivered to you by blockchain, dummy. That's what technology Apple uses. So anyway, Jeff, you've gotten a couple questions. Can you explain a little clearly what is an Ascended being in the DC universe?
I don't want to go too far with that because that's part of the story arc, but basically somewhere between, I'd say, a Kryptonian and a god are the Ascended. They are not all humans. They pop up wherever, but it's something that the universe intends in terms of evolution. And they've been around a while. I haven't even decided necessarily. John is by no means the first, by any stretch of the imagination. And I haven't decided which, if any, of the existing characters in the DC universe that you've already met either know or don't know that they're Ascended beings. But the Ascended concept was not invented by me. It just got invented in early 90s, late 80s, and then absolutely dropped. Apparently, I'm the only one who remembered it existed. But it's back now, motherfuckers. It's back now. So,
and I flipped this over to Dynamite early. There's only so long you can leave a crazy tweet about being raped up on the screen.
I mean, the word rape was way too close to my face for a while there.
Yeah, it does not feel right. But here's three very different looks for Sheena, Queen of the Jungle.
They're great. All great. I have no comments. No negative comments. No negative.
Perfect. While we would just let people stare. From your fan perspective, Jeff, are you reading Action Comics by Philip Kennedy?
Not yet. You have to I have to revisit after Christmas. I have a stack of books I just haven't read yet, so I cannot comment. But I expect good things.
Yeah, it's a very fun.
Yeah, my only interaction with the book right now is just if I get told you can't use character X or something's coming, we won't tell you what, but don't go in that direction, basically.
How about you, Pat or Joe? Are either of you reading the Action Comics run?
I am behind on it, but I've enjoyed it. I think the last one I read was the one where Clark was leaving, and that like emotional beat issue. I really liked it. I just got to catch up.
Who's the team now?
Philip Kennedy Johnson, and I think the art has been rotating a bit. It is a good run.
Is he not? Why is? Yeah. I mean,
he's good.
No, it's a good run. I would recommend it. It's fun. There's a big spoiler in this episode or this last issue, which we can't,
Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it, and I know what the spoiler is, sadly, but I'm definitely reading it over the break. Let's put it like that.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a good. I'm behind too. The move is also screwing with me a little bit, so I need to. But
Emmanuel, the answer to your question is the concept of ascended beings was introduced in Green Lantern, the Green Lantern run, multiple Green Lantern runs, one of which was, I believe, even a what do you call it? They used to call it Secret Origins. The idea that John Stewart was ascended and that the Guardians have had their eye on him was, again, not created by me. This was done in the past. He is one of the few Green Lanterns that the Guardians picked. The Ring did not pick them. And they specifically said out loud, you are he's to ascend. He's going to ascend. And then during the course of the Mosaic series, he did. He became a Guardian. And then all of that was completely, I wouldn't say erased. They just, once that book was canceled and he came back, there was very little mention or no mention made of any of it. And folks like me were like, what the hell? But he was a Guardian 5 minutes ago. What the hell just happened? So we're now finding out.
I'm glad that you're picking up. I always like it when people actually pick up stuff that was done in the past and do something with it.
God forbid.
It is the holidays, so thought 2 screens for Dynamite covers. Why just one? 2.
These are also good.
These are good.
Solid cheesecake. These are regular, real cheesecake.
Who's the artist on the cover all the way to the right in the previous image?
I don't know. There's not a signature. Oh, in the previous image. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The manga one?
Yeah, that's fire.
That's great. They're great.
Yeah, we don't. There's not a signature. Well, no, there's a signature right there. I see an L and what looks like an X, but I'm not sure who that would be.
Yeah, I'm really looking it up. That was good.
But anyway, no, there's some very nice cover. Nick's doing a good job putting stuff together. I am impressed that they're doing basically the thong pole for the top on 2 separate images.
Can I ask a question? Did somebody? I haven't been paying attention, but it looks like they stepped up their logo game as well.
Yeah, right?
Dynamite.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Dude,
no, these are some nice put together books.
I was just thinking the same about the Sheena logo with the grass in the text. It looks to me kind of like dude, I forget this guy's name. He's the guy who does the logos for Vault.
Okay. Tim Daniel. Yeah.
Tim Daniel, dude. It
very
looks
nice.
his work. It looks good.
Yeah, it might be.
It's some very nice stuff. The cover, the new trade dress with the number and the company logo, the price is nice. It's different, so it stands out, but it's out of the way, so it doesn't interfere with the picture. And
and it's unique. Like, I'm not going to think it's another company. I'm not going to look at it and think it's mimicking another company. It's nice stuff. Well played, Dynamite.
Yeah. Hopefully Nick will stop by at least to say hi before we're all done. And but yeah, this is some nice stuff here this time. All right, so. We've done this before. Jeff, I don't think we've done this with you, though. But I know Pat had a good time with this last time we did it.
I love this shit, dude.
Well,
this is going to be a good one. I'm just going to brace you. This should be fun. So we're going to put up some titles, and we're going to guess what it is from left to right here. So
hold on. Can I answer a comment that is right
absolutely.
here?
Let's leave this up here so you guys can start thinking.
It's Ryan Wilson's comment, okay? It says, I always feel like those comics are for old pervs. I mean, what kind of men buy covers of big-boobed, almost naked women on a weekly basis? I'll tell you this, dude. It might surprise you. I worked for Zenescope for a very long time, staff writer and editor. And I came in the company with the idea of, oh, this should probably change. I'm gonna do what I can. Guess what, dude? Go to a convention. Who likes those covers? Women.
It's true.
Women. That's
Yep.
who likes those covers. Who complains about it online? Dudes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Somebody's feeling guilty. Somebody's feeling guilty.
It's true. It's weird. But you're absolutely right. And when just at Emerald City Comic Con, the people who are buying, the more I talked to, I'm never going to pronounce her name right. So Joe, help me. Mirka.
Oh, Mirka and Dolphin.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, Marco and Delphia.
And Mirka said that the perviest pages were always bought by the women.
Always, dude.
100% of the time.
Thank you. It's true. It's my lived experience. You can't deny me, dude. It's true.
But speaking of this, all right. So what do we got here? So we've got, and please no spoilers if you happen to know what these are. But we've got 4 comics here, 4 manga titles coming out.
Gonna know. I have no idea what any of this.
Well,
is.
that's the fun of it. You just got to. So we start on the left. So what we got? What do we think we got there?
Oh, this is the one to the left. Oh,
Yeah.
Well, wait. What is the question? Are we being asked what is the title or what is the subject?
What's the title? So what do you think they named this thing? You'll catch on. Like the titles are always batshit crazy. So what is?
Okay.
All right.
First one's an easy one.
This one is called My Tea Bitch is an Anthropomorphic Cat.
Okay, that's solid. You're coming in hot this time.
Oh,
Perfect.
I get it. Okay. Perfect. My perfect feline butler.
My perfect feline butler.
That's good, dude.
Okay.
Okay. Damn. This is oh wow, it really puts me on the spot because I don't have anything nearly as good for that. But yeah, I guess I don't know, hot tea for a hot pussy. Like, is that?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Perfect.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
move on to the next one.
This one's an easy layup. So it was I am a cat barista.
Hey, dude, I was close, huh?
You both.
That's
you were
really
good.
it?
Wow.
Yeah,
You
you're
were
both
close.
So
That was.
I'm a cat
That
barista.
was wow. Okay, that was
Okay.
Tea
you know
Bitch
what? My
barista.
hair's really was. That fucking Hitler Youth hair is really throwing me though.
I know
Yeah.
that always throws you off.
He's an
God,
Indiegogo.
for what the hell is wrong with you? God damn.
All right. So this next one's giving us the A that Dynamite really wasn't this week. So
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one may throw you.
Oh, dude, I know this one.
Okay, you do? For real?
Yeah, this one is called I Like My Girls BBW.
Perfect.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go with let's try something esoteric. Finding Eden's apple.
Jesus. Okay, excellent. Joe, what do you think?
Okay. Okay. Let's is this
I like this guess. Ass class. That's nice. Yeah.
I mean, that gets you right there, I suppose.
that's nice, but
No fair reading the
kanji. I know the wind beneath my thighs.
The wind beneath my thighs.
Dude,
Okay.
but check this out. It's a volume 1 though, so there's a subtitle, right?
Yes.
Right.
And I think the subtitle is called My Dancing Pog.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I like Don't Eat Chipotle. That's a solid one. This one is actually Who Wants to Marry a Billionaire?
My ass, apparently.
Yeah.
That's what we got. So I don't know why that led the spirit. All right, so we're moving right along. Okay, we've got this one. This one looks like more of a dramatic book. She's kind of leaning over the desk. What do you think?
This one is called Help Me, My TikTok account was suspended.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Can't follow that. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh damn! It's funny because I was actually going to go with "Help Me, I'm Trapped in a Belle and Sebastian album cover."
Oh, could be that too, dude.
Okay.
Only 80 more years till death.
Only 80 more years toward death. Very
There you
nice.
go.
This one is actually the girl I saved out on the train turned out to be my childhood friend.
That's too long. You're fired. Cancel.
Dude, that's like a 2012 tweet.
Yeah.
You're not even trying with that one. Come on, Japan.
That's a little bit too much. I vomited too much this morning. Some of the ones in here are far better here than what we did. Date this girl before she becomes
Hige Hiro?
Yeah, so that's there, but the actual title I blurred it out, so it's what do we think here? Why won't Alec Baldwin shoot me in the face? Nice, topical.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, y'all went right for the throat on that one.
Yeah.
This one is called "Oh My God, Look, It's So Cute and Small."
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect, because she's kind of bending over there to get a closer look. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys think here?
I can't tell what's behind her, so I'm just going to guess. I'm going to call it "It's Okay to Enjoy the Rain."
Oh, that's nice. Okay, that's nice.
That's a cute one. I was gonna go with, gee, I really should have worn pants today.
Yeah. Okay. I like my thighs are too long for my skirt.
I love
Rain
Joe.
makes everything damp. Wouldn't that be? That's a good one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh no.
We've got I dreamed.
Hey, are you trying to look up my skirt? That's funny.
This one's a trip. After being rejected, I shaved and took a high school runaway. Yeah. After
What?
being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway.
All right. I promise you I don't mean anything by it. Who is saying that sentence?
That's a good question, because if it's
Somebody who's about to be arrested.
it could be
I'm
the
guessing.
memoir of a.
So, yeah, is this the guy in the van trying to pick up a preteen girl? It's not his child, or is that the child saying that?
I have to believe, yeah, that's.
Is this like one of those comics that Gerard Jones is writing from prison?
Yeah, the Jeffrey Epstein story. That's what.
Oh my God,
Dude, this is. I mean,
and yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Usually, I love manga titles. I think that they're very creative. That one, though, hey, dude, what's going on?
Yeah.
You get on a list.
Have a disclaimer: only for pedos. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, that's not my favorite one.
It's that's very, very odd. But okay, so
You know what's weird about that cover, though?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be anything negative, except the title instantly makes it that.
Oh yeah, no, it instantly makes it very, very creepy. It's like she's looking into the van. I'm going back to the nice, charming moments of Pat's. Was it that's cute and charming? See, that would have been a much better title.
Perch, where do you find this shit?
These are just the comics coming out next week. I mean, literally, I'm not digging through the internet. This is what you can get in your shop next week.
Oh my God.
So this though, next week's most wholesome comic, we get kind of a bonus fourth one. What would you like to? This is I'll spoil it. This is a perfectly nice title. What do you think this one's going to be?
I think it's very simple. I think it's a simple title. I think it's just a simple, cute one. It is nom nom yummy. Nom nom yummy. That's
nom
it.
nom yummy.
No, oh God,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
That's awful.
The art's cute, huh?
What do you guys
I'm going
think?
to say Mittens and Chum Chum.
Mittens.
Oh,
Mittens
very
and
nice.
Chum Chum. Okay. How about you, Joe?
I gotta go with From Beneath You It Devours.
Oh my God.
Oh my
That's
God.
more meta.
Okay.
That's more meta than I'm ready for to Friday.
Well, I promise this was a nice one, and sure enough, this is with a dog and cat. Every day is fun.
Aw. And
It's
yet,
cute.
what the hell?
Yeah.
It's cute. The art style is actually really great. It's
Yeah.
If we
I
hadn't
don't
just
know
gone
why.
through those other four ones, you wouldn't maybe in the back of your head think that the owner was having sex with both these animals.
Yeah.
maybe not. Yeah.
And it just occurred to me now that that's the white cat's tail.
Yeah.
That's what was throwing me off.
The
And
art
that's a
style is
chew
cool
toy.
because in manga there's like a way that cats are drawn, that the huge eyes, not much of a mouth. This is a very unique style of manga for the way they the cats are on. It's very cute.
Yeah,
It is.
It's cute.
Yeah, wholesome. See, it's not all
wholesome.
that way. So going in the other direction again, though.
Oh dear God, I love this segment.
We got this segment. So intentional or not, I've always wanted like this cover though here, like Robin is trying to tempt Superman and Batman into a lake full of boys.
I don't think Batman needs too much tempting. I think it's Superman that needs the tempting.
Yeah, Superman's thinking about it. Batman's like, I'm in.
He's into it.
Yeah, Batman's like, should we? You know?
Yeah, I think the caption is, "This is where I grow my robins."
Yeah. That's exactly what's happening there. Why would you do this cover? Like, it was a simpler time, but still.
I mean, it is a simpler time. This is 2 scout leaders and a bunch of Boy Scouts in a nearby lake. Like, I don't think that they thought there was anything to this back then. I think they were promoting wholesome masculinity, for lack of a better term.
Now, I want to point out, I screwed this up a little bit because that little blue circle there is covering up the sign. Hanging off the sign is clothes, and the artist did draw in underwear. So the boys are all naked in there.
Except for Robin, who's mostly naked.
Yeah, well Robin hasn't jumped in yet.
Robin's playing the Ghislaine Maxwell role in this.
That's exactly. That's exactly.
So Batman's every episode in this scenario. Poor Clark is like, "What did you bring me to, Bruce? What the fuck happened?"
This is a good question. What is Batman? Batman maybe is he rubbing his chin there? Or is he saying?
He is smiling. He is smiling like the bat that ate the canary right there. Like,
well, this is probably more or less what you'd have seen on the set of Bryan Singer's Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Probably about right.
I cannot comment. I am not commenting on that.
Well, believe it or not, this is just a crazy cover to make everybody insane.
Right.
So, okay. So here's our first one. What do you think about this?
Accidental.
Yeah, that was my question.
There's no way.
I mean,
okay, accidental.
They shouldn't have done something very obvious here. You know, they shouldn't have drawn that part, right? But
yeah.
But I mean, they also shouldn't have drawn in the previous image. You see Batman's pants kind of angle out in a weird way.
Oh no!
You know?
Oh really? Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
I did not need that, but you're not
you were
wrong.
correct. That bat thong is stretching.
I think that this one,
I think that's intentional.
Yeah, the first one is like secretly intentional.
Yeah.
All right. This one, I agree. I think this is unintentional here. But when you're drawing this image, you're the illustrator or the colorist, and you draw in little Lulu's panties. Like, why would you? Like, you could have with just. Why would you add that?
Made the dress longer, right? You could have just made the dress longer.
Yeah. Very easily.
Here's a question, and I'm going to ask the youngest old person I know, Joe, that in this time period, I'm guessing early 50s, was this a common way to draw like 8-year-old, under 10-year-old girls? Like, was that considered cute? Because I seem to recall multiple drawings where little girls wore skirts that were skirt dresses that were, from my point of view, too short for them. But
yeah,
I don't
certainly know. Within Little Lulu as a comic, this is very standard Little Lulu wear.
Mm. Like, so I can't make a guess on this one.
Yeah. I'm sure unintentional.
Yeah,
definitely unintentional. So. But I mean, like, dude, the notes that I give artists, I'm a fucking hassle. I couldn't imagine seeing this and being like, cool, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm sensitive because the guy looks fucking just like me, you know.
Wow.
Oh, now there's no beard on there. Come on.
It's true, a little fat.
But yeah, dude, it's you know, like for sure don't have that, right? That's
that would definitely get a correction from editorial. And should have.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how you modify that picture. Like, go back for a minute.
All right. That spoiled the lead.
If you make the dress longer, the red dress longer to hide the underwear, does it really meaningfully change the picture? Or if you make his jacket overlap that area, does that change the picture? I think you need to change the entire picture here.
Yeah, just change the whole picture for sure.
Yeah, I think you got to have him not wedged up behind her like that. That's the problem.
Yeah,
And
plus it
maybe
is
some of
That would
the
help. Yeah.
maybe some of the surprise lines on her face was a bad idea too. I don't know.
Yes, it's more Playboy and less Play School right now. So
It's well, all right. This one is this one's clearly intentional, but I do think this is the funniest dialogue I've seen in a while.
is that Tarot?
That is
Witch of
Tarot.
the Black Rose. Yeah. Intentional.
Yeah.
Does anybody know the context of why her vagina was haunted, or what it was haunted by?
You're an adorable person. You're just adorable.
I'm just curious what was in there.
I
It's
mean,
a very
were
small-
people actually reading Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose? I defy anyone who claims, even people who collect it, I defy anyone to tell me what the storylines were.
Well, I'm gonna talk to one of the creators of this book. So I somebody tagged
Well,
in.
they'll know.
Yeah, so I'm anxious to get into the details of this. So what's what exactly was going on with the vagina?
I don't know. Bill Lopes wasn't very helpful when we asked him what the Max was about. So
Well, he didn't know either.
What's the math about?
I appreciated when we did that question. You had a brief expression on your face, like, "Oh shit, he may have just really offended him right now." So, but Bill said it.
It all worked out.
That's fine. Obviously, someone died while in there. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
I mean, okay.
Don't want to get political, so
No.
I don't even.
Oh,
That's because we couldn't get Superman to take off his outfit and go swimming. That's what
Yeah.
you didn't do your job, Robin.
No. What was with the? So now, having gone back and read some of the comics from the Golden Age, and there was a lot of spanking that went on
Yeah.
at that time period. I'm not entirely sure why.
I feel
Well-
like so much of it is just people not understanding how to write for kids, and they're like,
Mhm.
I spank my kids. I bet kids understand spanking because all they do is get spanked. So
Right.
I'm gonna write a story like that. Yeah.
Bruce is theoretically Dick's dad. He's not his older brother. She's his ward of, Bruce Wayne. So
Yeah.
that falls within the scope of parental duties, I guess.
I mean, dude, looking at this, what I wonder is this, right? We look at it and think, is that a product of the time? But one thing that I think about is that if we go on Twitter and we just read a tweet, any tweet from any random comics creator, probably our thought as rational people is, why the fuck are they like that?
Yes. Every day.
Guilty.
So maybe, right? Maybe back in the day, right? People would read this and go, what the fuck is this about? What's all the spanking? So maybe that happened then too. I want to think it did. Or maybe it was, a very spank society. Who knows?
Well, what Joe said too, I remember comics initially were not like all of us are wildly out of the demo of readers for these comic books. We're all way too old to be even looking at this shit. So it could have been pointed squarely at kids who had to deal with the threat of spanking from their parents more aggressively than any of us would. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws at this point.
I just wish that during Scott Snyder's Batman run, he had gone ahead and referenced some of this stuff. Like, he's like, what's Damian been up to? Like, Damian's got a secret prison here. How awesome would that storyline have been if the conclusion was Bruce, like, bending Damian over in his knee and saying, listen up, brat, you're getting a spanking. Like,
God, I almost want to redraw this panel myself with those players in place.
yeah.
Hilarious, dude.
See, lots of good ideas. Green Lantern uses his ring to create this big paddle. You take it from there, Jeff. Perfect.
There you go.
Get in there. Yeah, that Teen Lantern's been kind of bad. So,
Well, she's in a coma for the rest of the run, so
she can still be spanked in a coma.
But I thought this whole run was Teen Lantern propaganda.
I'm a really poor propagandist, is what it boils down to. I do my best for the character, but really she's in a coma, so I'm sorry about it.
Somebody asked a question earlier, but every time we have you on, we mention this. I didn't want to bring up you, but
Okay.
Somebody asked a question about why are the covers such clickbait?
That I'm assuming is some, and I've never been an editor. We have two here. I don't know what their job is. I do not have input. I very occasionally will get a look at a thumbnail, or they'll say, "Oh, we got this cool artist to do a cover," but I don't have any actual input or a vote on what the covers are. So my feeling is that someone at the top has decided the best way to market the book is to feature Joe and Kelly, which is an interesting thing to do. I've noticed that some of the commentary has been, well, I thought this was going to be a Jon Stewart book and it's all about these two. And I'm like, it's exactly half John and exactly half the other two, for one thing. So it isn't that, but I can see how the audience would be led to believe that that's the thrust, because the guy that, from my point of view, is the front man for the band, John, he's the longest running character, but it's usually the other two, one of the other two or both the other characters that are on the cover. I just feel they must feel that that's the seller. I don't I just don't have any input into it.
That's weird.
So yeah.
But as we've said before, Jeff isn't picking those covers, dummy. So stop asking. No, sorry.
Yeah, I literally do not have any input into that. I'm as surprised as everybody else.
Yeah,
like, that's interesting.
It's a fun time. All right. I while I was searching for things to do for last year, I was looking at insane comic covers. This fits very nicely into, especially back in the older days, the covers had nothing to do with comics. I guess kind of like today. So I want to throw up three pretty crazy covers. So here's Supergirl basically shaming a football player.
Wow, she's a Karen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's absolutely
totally Karening that dude.
Like we got Johnny B. Bum.
She kind of looks like Megyn Kelly in that.
She does. She kind of looks like could be Megyn Kelly. We don't know. When will Guy show back up? I promise you a Guy appearance before the end of the run.
Good.
I don't know that will make you happy, but I guarantee.
Oh yeah, you kill everybody. That's not good.
I'm not killing Guy. I promise not to kill Guy. I like Guy.
So we got this one, and then this comic, which again, Archie's always fun. So how about this dialogue where, I'll bet this Frisbee flips out Veronica on her birthday. It sure will, Archie. She's expecting a pearl necklace.
There's no way that's accidental.
No.
That's for the grown-ups.
Yeah.
Kids won't get it. Grown-ups will. There's no way.
God.
That's fun. How many kids took this comic up like, I want to buy this, and Dad was like, all right.
Let me have a look at that when you're done, Junior.
Let me come through. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a joke for the adults.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would Karen's get yellow rings or red lantern rings? Or orange rings?
What the fuck, you guys?
I think orange rings.
I don't know.
Orange
I don't have everything.
Sense for Karen.
I mean, if Larfleeze would let an orange ring go, they'd get orange rings. How about that?
Yeah. Okay. All right. This last cover. Well, here it is.
What? Bro,
what?
What? That's
Actually,
that's got to be accidental, Perch.
Yeah, that's accidental for sure. Yeah.
It's actually an endearing coming of age story.
I'm going to guess that this was anti-Nazi propaganda, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, no. As I recall, this book is she kind of went along and then realized that there were problems later.
Right. So,
yeah. We've all been there.
It's on purpose. It's provocative.
I mean, I guess it seems marketed toward the people who kind of fuck with the swastika already.
Yeah, I know. Like,
so maybe they'll get it and they'll be like, "Oh wait, I'm wrong."
Switch.
I don't know, dude, but
we're the bad guys. What the hell?
It's crazy. It will cost you $238 if you want to buy that thing.
Hard pass.
But it is an autograph. To make it all well, it's an autobiographical book by Czechborn American author Maria Ann Hirschman. and this was the comic book adaptation of it. So it was it chronicles her early childhood as an orphan and subsequent indoctrination by Hitler Youth, and
oh my gosh,
which she gets brainwashed, and then she comes to repudiate Nazism by the end of it. But anyway, I'm wanting you to
glad
picture
they get there eventually.
comic shop.
I don't know how you find these things. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, it's.
By the way, that Supergirl uniform is just awful.
Right?
That is
that
worst.
belt does not go with that outfit.
Does not.
It's not Greta Thunberg.
What was she thinking about with those boots?
Right?
I may own all these comics.
Yeah. So we got some other ones. For people who are coming in late, I don't have the comics for next week. Again, it's very difficult to tell what at this point, which is not is somewhat of a cop out. I also ran out of time, but we're doing things a little differently, so having some fun here. But these are some comics again this week in the past. There's a lot of Nazi stuff going on. Well, I mean, this is just burning across. Apparently, Captain America having a good time here.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, if launching a Kickstarter makes you a Nazi, that definitely does.
Yeah,
I mean,
America should die.
I barely remember these. I love the idea of the Hulk versus Daredevil lasting more than 2 pages. It's fun.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, that's not going to be a quick fight. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the way to do it. Why does Spider-Man had never become a crime fighter?
I like it was a Spidey cape and a collar.
Yeah, I guess he's an amusement park attraction. But yeah, that's early Frank Miller Daredevil, isn't it?
Yep.
So he's
I wonder who that guy is. He's free. Yeah. And that's Keith Pollard? Is that who that's signature?
Yeah.
Yep, Pollard on the cap cover.
And, Al Milgrom on the inks,
Yeah.
This is that weird dead area of Captain America that's like never really been collected. It was like that whole dead zone of after Jack Kirby and before John Byrne that they're like, shit happened. You don't care, we don't care.
Cap's body language here looks like, oh, God damn it, not again.
These fuckers. Didn't I kill you in the 40s? Jesus Christ.
He's just kind of pissed off. And like I said, I think Daredevil's about to become, red paste. So that's
I love that.
Yeah,
like,
that's a shirt.
If America should die, it's a little over the top. Like,
I mean,
let's take it down a little bit. All right, we can.
I mean, is this what is this, like a CNN segment on January 6th?
I mean, Marvel needs to stop being so political all the time.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's very dramatic. It reminds me of the moment in Harry Potter, the last one, when he steps out, he goes, "How dare you stand where he stood?"
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just kill him, you stupid bitch. You've been leading up to it for 8 movies.
Just fucking kill him. Yeah. Jesus. I actually love that Karate Kid. The Mike Grell version.
Oh yeah, that was really good. That was
my best friend and I still talk about him all the time. Like, well, who could beat him? Like, who could beat him in hand to hand? I'm like, nobody in the DC universe can beat Karate Kid hand to hand combat. Like, he fought a Daxamite and a Kryptonian, and all he is a martial artist, and he was able to hold off 2 people with planet-sized superpowers. Mm-hmm. He's the best martial artist in the DC universe.
Yeah, but like technically, he should only be able to beat Nemesis Kid to a draw.
Right. Oh, my favorite character, Joe. Nemesis Kid is my favorite fucking character. I love that.
I love Nemesis Kid. It's such a good superpower.
That's the greatest. I could beat any single opponent. Period. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's great. Joker versus Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how we've got in the Justice League over here. This is a lot going on. Hawkman's bringing her in, and he's not exactly holding her up well. He's kind of carrying her tits first.
Yeah.
And it's like Wonder Woman finally rejoined the JLA just in time for her funeral, which is.
Well, he is a Thanagari, and they don't care once you're a corpse. Like, you're lucky he didn't drag her in on the floor by her boot or something.
That cover is so fucking good. It's so hilarious, so disrespectful. I mean, just like in the red on funeral, it reads like just in time for her funeral. It's like
It's
Party.
like he's delivering. He's like the board delivery guy. He's like, so who wants the Wonder Woman?
Yeah, she's
Who in your
flopping
order is the
around.
Wonder Woman? The dead Wonder Woman corpse. Who wants it?
So
I also
great.
like how the Atom there is pointing. Like, why is he?
It's
Why
like-
is he? Let's see. Everybody else
Ray.
looks kind of shocked. The Atom's like,
Yeah.
I can see your ass.
What? Ray, we can see. We all see her, Ray. We can all see her.
But like, and then you get
Kinda.
Batman like with the whole cape like whooshing.
Yeah, why are you
and
whipping
the
your
arm
cape
out.
around?
Like,
Yeah.
what
Really,
are you
with
doing,
the posing?
guy?
You're gonna pose now, Bruce? What are you doing?
You always got to be on point.
Oh God, Bruce, just give it a rest.
Wonder Woman is about to fall off there. She's heavy.
Kiddo, are you gonna drop her?
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Well-
dead. Who cares?
Clay implants add the weight. So
Yeah.
Do you think that was an editorial note that the initial drawing came in with her displayed that way, and that the version we got was after correction?
oh yeah. No, I'm like, get more boobs. Come on, what are you doing here? Yeah,
Dazzler.
absolutely.
I was never a Dazzler fan, and wouldn't she become Galactus's herald at the end of this arc, or in the middle of this arc? He makes her his herald. It's like, just cancel the book.
Didn't she beat Galactus? I thought she
Yes.
pushed Galactus back here. That was
Yeah, but this book went on for what, like nearly 50 issues? Like it went on for fucking
Yeah.
ever.
Somebody liked it. I
It
just
was,
wasn't one of them.
I guess like Danny Fingeroth, I think, wrote a lot of that. But yeah, very, very weird. And then what was it? We're this Cap. This is a good era of Cap.
Oh my
of,
God, that was
Yeah.
fucking great.
You know, having
loved all that.
Jack back. And then it was so weird because Marvel kept publishing all these letters from people talking about how much Jack sucked. It was very
I know
weird.
they didn't like Jack. They were constantly fighting with him. You know more about this than I do. I think
Yeah.
him flitting back and forth between DC and Marvel. And whenever he was at Marvel, it was way more contentious. And
Yeah.
it was like I always got the feeling it's like, fuck, we got to use Jack. You know, and Jack's
Mhm.
probably like, fuck, I need the money.
yeah.
You know, like
That's exactly
I
what it is.
never thought it was a happy marriage.
No, I don't think so either. This is it's the crazy world of 1984. Are they adapting 1984 or did they go into the future and 1984 is they're trying to lynch the Falcon? What's happening
I
here?
think it's just the future. I think it's just the actual. I think that was the past's idea of what the future would be.
Yeah. Just
The
like
quotes,
how
you know,
yeah.
They're
You
off by
know,
like 35 years.
What was it? That
Yes, yes.
that David Bowie album Diamond Dogs was supposed to be a bunch of the songs on it were actually supposed to be for a musical version he wanted to do of 1984. He never got to do. So
That's
he just
hysterical.
put him on that album. Yeah.
I like how on Conan, we got Conan Fury in the Iron Tower, and I'm assuming the Iron Tower is his dick.
Wow,
Oh, yeah.
He's just dangling it over, you know.
wow, that was a hard left.
Yeah.
See what I said
Yeah.
there? Hard left. Yeah, I went right with the
Yeah.
joke. I rolled with the joke. Were they not just adapting the original stories? There weren't any original Conan stories. These are all just
Right.
adaptations of Robert E. Howard's work, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, this was these were just the reprints basically in giant size. But who remembers Super Boxers?
I do. I definitely
John Byrne.
remember that. I remember that. The fabulous Ron Wilson.
Yeah, I remember getting that,
it
being
was-
very excited to see John Byrne's name on there and wondering what in the fuck I just picked up.
Yeah, I have
There you
similar vibe. Similar vibe. I never
Wasn't
got
that
the
John
big
Byrne
deal.
on West Coast Avengers there too?
Yep,
Yes, it
that's,
was.
Vision Quest.
That was the shit. That's where we got White Vision.
That's
where we
right.
got the deprogrammed. I'm no longer your husband. I'm just a robot Vision.
Mm-hmm.
That was
And
awesome.
here's Rachel getting hypnotized and almost marrying a demon for the Inferno crossover of Excalibur with
by
Alan Davis.
my Lord and Master Alan Davis.
Yeah.
That cover was great. Yeah, that cover. I mean, that's my favorite one that I've seen so far. It's I mean, it's so fucking weird, but it's cool.
Oh, yeah,
man,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Davis was always amazing at drawing. Like when the characters were hypnotized, he had the way of drawing the eyes and the expression in that kind of blank way. You immediately knew that the character was in trouble and bad shit was happening. He was wonderful with expressions and just layout and everything.
I tried to hire him to do something once, and it's like, I don't feel like it. Like, I was like, really? That's all? It's not a big like. Nah.
Yeah.
He's definitely in my top 5 ever of all comic
Yeah.
book artists. Like, he's a monster.
No, he's. I do appreciate the smile on that demon face. Who he's already thinking forward to getting that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
hell
Wedding
costume
night.
on. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
It's
I mean, it's
real.
Rachel. Wouldn't
Yeah.
you?
yeah.
Jesus.
Gotta be careful with the hound spikes, but when you get that thing off, you're gonna have a good time.
Well, you
Oh,
are
yeah.
in hell. Maybe that's a feature, not a bug.
That's true. That's anything can absolutely happen. Hey, Kurt, we got this. Here's a holiday issue. Somebody asked me to do some reviews of some holiday issues. The holiday issues were always. I'm trying to think of what the good Christmas stories were. Most of them were always pretty shitty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Superman and Santa Claus.
I got nothing for that one. I don't think I would have purchased that.
No.
I
I mean,
mean,
they're revealing the threat's going to be the Toy Man. So you got Superman and Santa Claus. The Toy Man's going to get destroyed.
Yeah,
I
but
do
what's
like-
Santa going to actually do about anything? Is he going to throw a punch? I want to see
He's gonna-
Santa throw a punch.
He's going to penetrate the Toy Man with his fist,
Ew.
just like Iron Man.
Just swing that sack around, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I actually, I mean, I'm a softie when it comes to the holidays. I do love a good holiday issue.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
Now, Superman looks, I don't know. He's not warming my heart really here. I look for a more heartwarming story. He looks
Yeah.
kind of like, I don't know, a bitch on this cover. So that's not
Oh my God.
but dude,
Tough
any
room.
Christmas issue,
Jesus Christ.
I'm in.
Yeah. What are some good Christmas issues? What are some holiday issues? What do you like?
Honestly, mine. I did
Yours. Perfect.
my first ever full issue because I did a short story here and there before that, but my first full issue was a holiday issue. It was the Grim Fairy Tales 2012 holiday issue, and it was like a horror version of a Christmas story. Not a Christmas story. Scrooge, you know, and
Oh, well.
yeah, and I've been partial to holiday stories, you know, before that too as a kid, but especially since then, kind of started my career off in some way.
Yeah.
But you know, comics, I can't really think of any amazing Christmas issues. But like TV, you know, like Buffy, Supernatural,
Sure.
all had amazing Christmas episodes, and even
Yep,
Sopranos. When you know, sitcoms, every time it's a holiday thing, it does warm my heart. It's my favorite time of the year, and it's something that I genuinely do enjoy. So if
Justice League.
Okay. Yeah.
The Flash and Ultra Humanite, that was great.
Yeah.
There's been good ones. I know I've read
There's,
good ones.
I'm
There's-
sure.
The Hulk 378, where the Rhino is like being Santa at the mall or whatever.
I hate you, Joe.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
there you go.
And then there was also the Batman and the Brave and the Bold 148 was the night the mob stole Christmas, where he has to team up with Plastic Man.
That sounds
That's
good.
fun.
That
Yeah.
sounds good.
That's great.
That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun.
Batman Returns, absolutely. Christmas
What is
movie.
all right, Joe? What is the X-Men issue? Cockrum and Claremont, I believe. Merry Christmas, X-Men. The Sentinels are back,
Oh, but
right?
isn't
Because
that
they were all out-
right before the Phoenix? Isn't
Yeah.
that like
Yeah,
like
that's the
98?
leads into the Phoenix Sonic. I think it's 98, 97. They all at the
Yeah, it's
big
98 or
Christmas tree
99,
in City Rock. It's Christmas time. Kurt's there with his image inducer, and
Yep.
in the background they've drawn Lois and Clark out on a date for some reason, and then the Sentinels attack. But the
Yeah.
cover blurb, I believe, was like "Merry Christmas, X-Men." The Sentinels are here. Or something.
Yeah.
That's
a
90.
great one,
That's 97 or 98.
Ugh.
Okay, I thought it was
Golden.
like 98. Okay,
Golden.
maybe it's 97, but yes, right there.
Yeah. I'm going with Fish. Fish says 98. So
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
all right. I think it was that right about that time. I know they reprinted that in Classic X-Men, which always screws me up. A little bit.
Oh, I wanted to bring Paragon back so bad
In what?
as a character, just as a new character. Like
No, but
take
I
the
mean, in which
concept of-
title? Though?
Oh, I mean, he would have been a Justice League character, or just a generic villain to,
Mhm.
like a souped up Deathstroke, but without all the baggage.
Now, do you suppose those are the same trash cans that is holding a Spider-Man suit as well?
Yep, it's the same alley. They always go to the same alley. It's also the
So,
alley, coincidentally, where Bruce's parents were killed.
Perfect.
It's just that's the alley.
Superheroes Get Naked Alley.
What it
There
is
you go.
it's Dan in the street, sort of wandering around, presenting itself where people can dump their troubles.
Damn.
All these people who look mysteriously like superheroes, but fully naked, and come wandering out of this alley all the time.
What I love is everybody's got a costume thrown away, but the Red Tornado has been entirely dismembered.
That's right. He's left his body behind.
Jesus Christ, Paragon! Goddamn.
Which begs the question: where is the head? It's
I mean,
yeah.
Why would you leave her lasso behind? I can see,
Well, Hal's ring's there too, by the look of it.
And apparently he stripped her.
Yeah.
Or at least her
Wonder Woman's
top.
bra's just hanging out there.
Okay, weird dude. Okay.
Yeah. It's a very nice Wonder Woman cover, by the way. That's I think a really.
It's good.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, I do get drunk and pass out in that alley. That's absolutely true.
But that's not specific. That's any alley.
That's all the time. Yeah, that's really.
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be an alley. It could be
right,
wherever,
middle of the street, somebody's car. So.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Western Marvel comics. Jesus Christ, I forgot about these things.
Yeah, Claws of the Beast. You ain't gonna touch that girl while I'm standing.
Oh, dude.
Get back, you varmint. That's a phonetic reading for the audience.
That's perfect.
That was really good. It was.
I like how we've got Master of Kung Fu, Madness in the Middle East, and apparently people in the Middle East are pink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
Or didn't they used to color Egyptians gray for some reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pre-Google, pre-Google.
Yeah. They're all pink. That's
What
why they
color
they
people in the Middle East are. I always love those headless Mysterio covers.
I always was confused why Spider-Man would be surprised every time. He'd be like, holy shit, what happened to your head? It's like, you saw this trick before, buddy.
I know it's a
like
trick,
Mysterio. That's the first time we see Gwen Stacy back in the beginning of the Clone Saga that Jerry Conway's doing, right? I want to say that's the first issue we see her again. Yeah.
Clones. Oh, right. Just sort of wandering around, right? She's not in the action. Yeah.
It doesn't get too into it, but it's just like, is it really Gwen Stacy? Find out in the next like they do that shit.
Right.
Spider-Man's seen everything that he's seen, and he's like, it's not possible. No one can take off their head. Like, really?
Except Mysterio.
I mean,
you're 142 issues in, buddy. Like,
yeah.
Come on.
It's gonna get wild now.
You're not fazed by the giant rhino guy, but okay. It's all...
Yeah, that doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the second issue, the Vulture one, because I feel like everyone memory holds that the first couple of issues they would have two stories in them, and the second story in the Vulture one was an alien invasion story.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like Spider-Man working with like a radio trying to like stop an alien invasion, like he's fucking H.G. Wells or some shit.
Please tell me Stan wrote that.
That's a Stan word.
Todd, that's a great comment. I love that line. That's
this is my Kickstarter.
Well played, Todd. Yeah. That's wonderful stuff. You think they're ever going to do a Kid Colt Gunslinger Apache Kid Disney Plus series?
They probably have to not call him the Apache Kid, but wait a minute.
What would they do?
Something with
Indigenous
was
Kid?
It Kid? No, it was Two Gun or Kid Colt.
Yeah,
they did something with him later that was controversial, where they made him gay.
That was the
way they made him gay. It was Two Gun.
Rawhide Kid.
Rawhide. That's right. Rawhide.
That's right.
Yep.
I mean, there was that really great Avengers arc where they went back in the past and the only heroes were the Marvel Western gunslinger types, and they didn't have powers, and they were just guys with guns. And I think one of them came forward. It might have been a Two Gun. No, it was God, was it the kid? Was it Kid Colt who came forward to join the Avengers?
One of them did. Yeah. It
Yeah.
didn't last long though.
No, but I mean, I think I think you can tell any kind of story, and the Marvel owns these characters. There's no reason not to do it. They just be Western. So,
Washington football team kid. Does that work?
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
God.
The Senators. I don't know why they don't just call them the fucking Senators. Everybody can go home. Jesus.
Yeah. People are spending way too much time trying to figure this
We're
out.
doing
Atari
that-
Force.
Atari Force. Yes.
Jerry Conway. Yeah.
Fucking
There
love
you
that
go.
book. Now I got to tell him how great he is. I loved Atari Force. I tried to work it. I tried so hard to work Atari Force into the Green Lantern, and the rights just won't work.
Yeah. Because it's very valuable IP that Atari's holding on
Yeah,
to. For
that
the
people will
revival
fight
years.
for.
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah.
Okay. That definitely checks out. Yeah.
Thank you, Copperhawk.
There we go. How's the Atari Force is a strange book. Now the Hulk. There's a lot of things happening here too. Like why can't he breathe for a long time in space? Like, why does he need that hose?
He has to hold his breath.
He this is like Bill Mantlo, Sal Buscema era of Hulk is really great, and I feel also gets ignored because
Agreed.
Peter David comes along and then forget it. But
I agree.
yeah.
I agree with all of what you're saying.
Here's the time they killed off Xavier and it stuck.
And it's also the fabulous Paul Smith.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Xavier would remain dead for 30, 40 years.
2 issues.
Yeah,
and possibly the worst Kitty Pryde costume of all the Kitty Pryde costumes.
Yeah, it's a rough one. That's a rough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She would get picked up by a guy in a van who'd just shaved.
Oh God. you are an awful human being. You are a truly awful human being.
Dude.
I want to point out
I
though
don't know
that Paul
you
Smith
live.
is he's drawn Cyclops carrying Xavier properly. You don't see him having Xavier like dangled down tits first.
You don't.
That's editorial decision. That's clearly editorial wanted it that way.
Cyclops superior to Hawkman. That's what you learn here.
I mean, and dude, as far as costumes go, Kitty Pryde's costume is horrible. But look at Storm's drip. She's
Oh yeah.
not bad. Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, this is back in the day. It still irks me, and I know I've bored everyone to death with this, but it still irritates me to no end that Storm is this character that Marvel truly did an incredible job with building, and then just kind of fucked it for years.
Yeah.
I was working as an intern at Star Trek back in the day, back during the Next Generation days, and I asked the bosses one time, "How come you guys don't do a Starfleet Academy show?" And they instantly, without thought, no one even looked up, "We get sued." And I'm like, "You get sued for doing a show about something you invented and talk about all the time in the show? Like, you don't have any idea how many pitches we get on that subject matter." I think what they've got with Storm is they spent a long time building her up in the context of the X-Men. And I think Claremont should be credited for doing a good amount of the work on that. But if you think about the smoke you'd get if you put out a solo Storm book now, there's literally no way to do it right.
Probably true.
Even if you got the best artist and the best writer, and you look back on it in 10 years and go, "Oh my God, that was the most amazing solo comic 10-issue run." But while it was up, there are so many factions that would just pull the knives out if you didn't do something. And you would definitely not do something because you can't do everything, And it sucks because I think it puts her in this weird character limbo where what kind of story can you actually tell about Storm? I
think you're right. And the Fox movie rights being split didn't help either, for sure.
No, I agree.
But
I mean, I would take a whack at it, but I have a feeling that anything I would pitch to them, they would nix because they would consider it to be off model. And then I'd say, okay, well, what's the model? And then they wouldn't be able to describe it.
Yeah. I think a lot of characters getting into that weird limbo thing. It bugs me because they did such a good job of building her up over a decade plus. And
I agree.
Just felt like they got her there and then had no idea what to do.
Yep. I agree with you. I don't like any of these books.
What is this Marvel fanfare? I do not write. I collect Marvel fan. I don't remember this other than that's a pretty cool Mark corner doodle there in the
I don't know who she was.
Doodle. It's a nice But yeah, I don't know.
Is-
Marvel Fanfare had some really good stuff, but also had a lot of just inventory stories they were tossing out.
That's
Is
Art
that
Adams
the
on
Black
the front.
Widow in her reflection, or is it Madeline Pryor?
It looks like Madeline Pryor there.
Okay.
I don't think that. I think
But
that's
it's-
Black
I don't
Widow.
think
Is it? I don't. Again, I don't remember this issue. Again, that's a Art Adams cover.
Yep.
But-
Yeah, it might be Black Widow there, but yeah, it doesn't look enough like her.
Yeah, but the way the clothes are ripped makes me think of Madeline, which is weird.
Yeah,
It's the boobs.
The cover is it's so crazy how
It might be the
simple it is with one person, but there's more going on in this cover. It's so fucking busy. It's busier than the cover
Yep.
next, which has 20 people in it.
Yep.
That's true.
yeah.
Dude, the two reflections, wild idea, rein it in, dude, for sure. But cool to try it though, you know. Cool
So-
to-
I love
Yeah.
editors. I love
It
editors.
is. It's a shame. But think about this: you got an Art Adams cover, and this comic is Ralph Macchio and George Perez inside of it.
Right.
But you're absolutely right. The reflection, there's just so much happening there. It makes, and then the horns coming out. I mean, it's a zoo of a cover, which is a shame given the talent involved.
yeah, it's
Is
so
it
much.
a
How
straight
is this
Adams
thing-
cover, or is it Adams over Perez?
This is just plain Adams, I believe, doing the
Okay.
cover here, and then Perez is the
Okay.
interior.
Oh, dude, thank
Okay.
God. If I slandered that man's name this week, that would be.
Yeah, but
everybody has a dud in them. Everybody has a dud. In
yeah,
'em.
and I mean that's the GI Joe Silent issue, right?
Yes. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because I
It was
recognized that. I was
unusual.
like, okay, that's the
Great.
yeah.
Great comic. And then and here we have an early indicator that there are problems. I mean, if you're doing the Superman family with all the different versions of Superman, this was like the clue that in the years to come, you shouldn't have a ton of characters running around with the same fucking name.
Oh my God!
Probably.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
I have nobody. Oh my God! I can't stand it. I can't stand it. There's too many bats, too many supers, too many flashes. I cannot fucking stand it.
And I do want to say hello to Mr. Canetti. Thanks for coming in. Your work continues to look just incredible. I love that he posts up his sketches and it's just brilliant. If that's definitely a follow.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Successful campaign as well. Here's Cap's
Well,
just
dude.
having a shitty time all night, by the way.
Hawkeye is Nomad, right? That's
Yes.
Hawkeye back there. Okay.
That is Hawkeye.
Oh,
Definitely.
Chance! I remember Chance. I love that.
We've had Death of America, Death of a Hero, Cap. Everything sucks for Cap.
Yeah, his life is
Yeah.
never good, and he's always getting hurt.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Well,
of
this
Cap
is
covers
the-
like that.
We're at like the wrap up of the Englehart run, and that was a kid who was dressed up as Cap that got murdered.
Right. So that
Ah.
isn't Hawk. That isn't Hawkeye. That's Cap as Nomad.
Yeah,
That's when Cap was
Okay.
Nomad.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, it's Cap as Nomad, and that's the kid
Some
who
poor
was.
kid. I remember that issue. Jesus Christ, Joe. Why'd you break my
Yeah.
heart that way? That poor little guy.
It explains why Cap, like a dumbass, gets tied up to a chimney.
Yeah.
I mean, he is ripped though. That's a ripped kid.
That is a rip.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
remember his shield wasn't the real shield, and it didn't protect him, and it didn't bounce right.
Yeah.
Like he just went out to get murdered that night, basically.
It was made out of chocolate.
Oh my God, Roscoe Barnes apparently.
There you go. Thank you, Eric. Who I'm still working to get you into a debate with Joe Casey, which we.
I like. Oh, what genre of fiction? I very much like urban fantasy and science fiction. So you can expect some of that in the relatively near future. And I like crime novels a lot, so I'm definitely going to do a couple more of those.
What,
yeah.
Pat? What kind of genres do you like writing?
I do like straight drama. You know, I have enjoyed the genre fiction that I've done in comics. And I noticed that when I write for other media, you know, if I think of a novel, if I think of a TV show, I don't think of it in a fantasy realm. But with comics, almost every pitch that I do has some sort of, you know, genre element. So I've started to try to challenge myself to try to bring more of my love for just, you know, straight drama, family dramas, crime dramas into comics. Yeah, and but yeah, I also I've had a lot of fun in fantasy, and I have really enjoyed. As Jeff said, urban fantasy is great. That's where I've done most of my work. Destiny New York is a long urban fantasy that does focus a lot more on the characters than magic, but there is magic to it. And dude, horror too. Horror. I don't do it as much as I did back when I started, but when I do, I really enjoy it. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome. Joe, what about you?
Oh, geez. I don't know. I like a lot of genre. I mean, the way I approach everything is usually there's a story with these characters, and then everything else is just the backdrop. And it's a matter of like, will horror work with the story I'm telling with these characters more? Would sci-fi be a better backdrop? Stuff like that. So, but I love genre elements, sci-fi. I'd love to do more like, cyberpunk kind of stuff. I need more excuses for that, but yeah, like just anything sci-fi, space opera, horror. I feel like I've done more horror than I think I've done, and I definitely need to do more. But yeah, that's all that kind of stuff.
Very nice. Well, as somebody commented, this is a Christmas issue there, or a holiday issue with Thing and the Ghost Rider, Silent Night, Deadly Night, where Thing and the Ghost Rider team up to just go beat the shit out of some people in the Middle East.
Well, as one does.
And Silent Night, Deadly Night, amazing film. I love that movie. It's a great Christmas slasher. If you're in the mood for a Christmas slasher, that's a good one. So is Christmas Evil.
And
that's a great one.
That?
I mean, they must not have been in the actual Middle East though, because those aren't pink guys,
That's
right.
true.
It seems like a time travel.
Yeah, they must
no one in the
wrong
modern.
turn.
Do you think that this story took them back to biblical times, and that's actually the actual star of David over there?
I'm guessing so. I think that is the star David, and I think Ghost Rider is about to deliver baby Jesus.
Oh my God! Now I got to find this book.
But just having Ben Grimm just being like, I can't wait to tell my Aunt Petunia about this, or whatever the hell he's gonna say. That sounds great.
Well, remember, this is a comic book company. No one seems to remember this, where they had an ongoing character who was a hero called Son of Fucking Satan. Like that was the title of the book. You can never get away with that.
There's one of those in here. Yeah. The Thing is Jewish. Yes, that is true as well.
Yes, the Thing is Jewish. But so is Jesus. So there you go.
The Thing's going to be there. It's like, I'm in Jerusalem. I can't get a decent Reuben out here. It's going to be great.
Great. I'm in New York. I'm not that kind of Jew. I'm in New York.
How about Wonder Woman Dinosaurs?
Yeah. Forgettable era of Wonder Woman, I think.
Well, I mean, if she pulls really hard there, she's going to rip that guy in half.
Yeah, he's done.
She sure
that
is.
Is my Dr. Destiny.
Yeah.
Dr. Destiny,
that's
Batman.
I love that cover. That's what is it? This is Len Wein and
Ross Andrew?
Like who did did Simonson do the interiors? I know he did stuff around here with Len. I'm just trying to think. But yeah. That might be a Garcia cover, like Eric was saying. I'm trying to think of who did the cover. But yeah, no, that's a classic Batman issue.
Is that my favorite Aparo? Is that Jim Aparo? Cover artist? Or is it just a really good copy of his Joker?
I can't tell from the signature here, so
on that cover there's just so much piss.
That's wax. That's candle wax.
No, they're peeing. I mean, look at Gordon. He's on fire. Gordon's absolutely peeing himself.
It's a Jose Luis Garcia Lopez cover, and Walt did do the interiors. I remembered correctly. Okay.
Get out. Look at you. I hate both of you.
But this was a great era. That like late 70s into like the mid 80s of like mid 70s to mid 80s Joker where they
Yes.
got it. I feel like they got it just right, where it's like he's just goofy enough, but he's also menacing enough.
Dark Knight Returns did a lot more damage in some ways than it helped. I think everything up because people misinterpreted what that book actually was, and everything after it, we're still in the ripple effect from that book. Prior to that, the Joker was scary because he was so completely nuts, not because he might just kill you, because that's the easiest trick in the book. But the shit that he would do was just I would believe Batman couldn't figure him out, like in that era, because I'm like, what is he doing? Why is he doing that? And there is no fucking rhyme or reason to any of it, And now he's just a homicidal maniac in whiteface. So
no, but but he's also an ancient demon that can never die.
Fuck my soul! No, he is not. Jesus Christ.
Scott
So by
Tober.
the way,
Crazy man.
There you go. Thank you, Scott Tober. No, so by the way, that Marvel 2-in-1 issue, for some context behind it, because I've looked this up. So Ghost Rider actually does encounter the three wise men.
Of course he does.
Yeah. So he tries to actually get to the inn to get some information, but they tell him they're all full. So he has to go to the
Wait,
this little manger.
Are you punking us, or is this the
I am
real
not.
plot?
No, real plot. And he comes and he's going to kind of try and help baby Jesus, but then a mysterious stranger who calls himself the creator who made the child tells him to get out of there, and he sends him away with tornado powers.
Bruh. Who?
Well, as one does.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this?
Well, that's a great question. So this is
He sends him away with tornado power.
This is Steve Gerber writing this.
Of course it
Al
was.
Mishima doing the art.
That story, much like the Mark Miller joint, it's inspirational.
Yeah.
God bless America.
It's a weird one. All right. It does seem to have some time travel involved, or some people are there. What's odd is that at various times, Ben Grimm seems to have forgotten that he's Jewish. And
what's the time period? Because we all take that as written, but it was actually introduced at a particular point, right? Well after the character had been around. Like someone said, nope, he's Jewish. But that was years into his run. Like that was years into his existence. He was not initially, this is a Jewish guy. He was just a guy. So could this have taken place prior to that revelation, this particular story?
This it was 74, so maybe.
I think that was in the 80s. The reveal was in the 80s.
I was gonna say, I feel like that might have, was it Burn or a little before that, where they really like made it a point?
Yeah, and I think it was a good point. I think it was basically an homage to Jack. Frankly, I think it had more to do with Jack being Jewish than Ben being Jewish.
It's a strange issue, though. It involves the Miracle Man somehow using his powers to transform a Indian village into Bethlehem, and the Indian tribe are actually transformed into baby Jesus and others. So it's a strange plot.
Okay, Joe. Once again, I should know this. I don't. Was Steve Gerber just high all the time?
I'm trying to think. I think he was. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Gerber had like insane. I'm pretty sure when we interviewed Glenn Greenberg that he mentioned that Steve Gerber got in a fight with Jim Shooter because he wanted to do a story where Peter Parker had a kid out of wedlock in like a spectacular Spider-Man issue, and Jim was just like, "No,
we're not doing that, Steve. Why stop pitching that story? Just stop. I don't want to hear that story again, Steve."
Yeah. Well, always some nicer than Sunny. I still maintain John Romita Jr. did one of the best Daredevils.
Facts.
That cover is great.
100%.
Yeah.
He had such a good
controversial.
run.
Stop being controversial.
No.
Is that Frank Thorne?
Is it what?
Red Sonja, Frank Thorne.
Yeah.
Are those Frank Thorne? Oh, beautiful work.
Let me.
In Shang-Chi over here, he's found himself a pistol, and as you can see, he's well. I can only assume the color of the hand is. It's not somebody from the Middle East. So
Well, notice how Fu Manchu is apparently actually yellow,
Yeah.
whereas Shang-Chi
Oh,
is more in line with what an actual Asian person is
Yeah.
colored like.
he's been bronzing. So yeah,
Oh, God damn it, comics.
yeah. This is the moment the Earth dies. And Shang-Chi had some big stakes. This guy about to blow up the Earth. He's got a pistol. He's
Yeah.
like, shit's
That
getting
book
real.
was the shit. It was
Yeah,
James Bond, but what if James Bond teamed up with Bruce Lee and it was a
Yeah.
Bruce Lee movie? Like that's
true.
what that book was.
yeah. They're not going to adapt this for the movies, I think. So
No, that's a 1970s look. We're never seeing that again.
yeah.
Oh, Legion, my babies.
Yeah.
Yay.
How
Nice
I love
cool.
you so.
Very nice. A lot of these covers, I don't know, Pat, you were mentioning earlier. I mean, like these covers all would stand out pretty well on a shelf.
They would. I mean, dude, just looking at the Superman for a job. A is the.
Yeah, that's true. That would be a problem. That's not going to read the way they want.
And wait, he's revealed in Fantastic Four 56? What year was that?
Is what?
That would have
450.
been. No, that would have been.
That would have
what
been
was
the
that?
90s, wouldn't it?
No, like if it was 56, that would have been while Jack was still doing it.
Yeah.
Now, this
But-
Superman for a job, it is actually meant to run because he's having the time is running backward.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
I see.
The world has turned upside down, which doesn't make as much sense because time is going backward, not turned upside down. But that's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
I like
they
that
should have
Batman
put
cover.
him upside down and just flip the cover around. But it's a cool cover. The Batman cover is cool too. He's being
Is that
killed.
in the Paro cover? I'm trying to
I like
think
Hannibal
because just the way that Batman just looks very Aparo, but it might not.
Who are the villains there?
So it's
It's-
the Mad Hatter is struck, and so Death wears 1,000
It is Jim
different hats.
Aparo, yes.
Yeah, you've got a firefighter and there's a chef at the bottom, and
Yeah, looks kind of like Village People esque.
yeah, a member of the Latinx community there at the top.
Mhm.
Dude, come
Thank
on,
you, Marvel Voices.
Stop. You need to stop, Perch. You need to stop.
don't do this. Yeah,
What the hell's wrong with you?
The timing was terrible of that issue coming out with that comment of like, this is the widely accepted term. And like literally the same day, multiple news outlets are like, it's not catching
Like-
on.
Yeah, nobody's doing it. Why are we doing it?
That's a
All
challenge. Is that is that infamous costume there on Legion of Superheroes, the one that everybody loves. I'll let you guys
It's
know which one.
yeah, the Mike
the
Grell
bikini one?
Yeah.
Well, it's the Grell Cosmic Boy, what was it? Where he's just wearing the corset.
Yeah.
It's the
But
peck
you got to
though.
give it up to him. It's unisex. Like basically in his future, everybody's showing a lot of skin.
it's true. It's true.
We should all hope to live in the future that
Hey,
Mike Grell
if I-
hopes we live in.
Remember, what did they introduce the descendant Laurel Kent, who basically her superhero costume was, I'm naked in a poncho because
Yeah.
I'm indestructible. So why am I
Yeah.
bothering with clothes?
That was great
And I was
stuff.
like,
But she
oh,
was such a
okay.
cool idea too. And
Yeah,
then
they fucked
but
it up.
They
But
really
whatever.
did. But she initially was a very cool idea.
Those are the
So
days.
this is our last actual bit. So we can, but I like how, so I told you Son of Satan would be coming. So we got there, sure enough.
Oh,
is
there
Son-
he is.
Yep.
Damien Hellstrom.
Yep.
A TV show that was on and no one mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, like a lot of those Hulu shows that Marvel did.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I found it. It was Fantastic Four 56, but it was volume 3. It wasn't volume 1.
Oh, okay. That's
So
much
that's
different.
why.
This Solo Avengers book got off to a pretty good start. I mean, they had a Jim Lee story in the first issue and some other stuff, but the introduction of Trickshot, who really had let himself go.
Is he Hawkeye's brother?
He was his mentor, as I recall.
Oh, his mentor. Okay.
This Trickshot. I think he had a brother who also was Trickshot. And then Scarlet Witch was facing death, which was definitely a new and unique storyline for her.
She never does that.
No, also, don't call it Solo Avengers when it's Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch.
Dude, I was thinking the
Right.
same thing. Solo
They're
Avengers starring these two Avengers.
Every single issue, it was always Solar Avengers with two Avengers.
Well, she's the girl, so she's obviously not going to get top billing.
That's
so,
fair.
you know.
Yeah, and Eric, that is Hyde on the cover, because that's during in that Captain America bit. That's during the Captain bit where he's he's the captain, and there was the power outage at like the prison, and a bunch of them got out and he's fighting them. Yeah,
the vault or the rat.
And Hyde was one of them.
Yeah.
I think it was the vault. Well, it doesn't matter because that shield isn't his shield either. That's the adamantium shield that he got as the captain, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Looking at Solo Avengers,
what's his name? I'm happy with all of these books.
Yeah, that was a good run of Captain America.
About the Solo Avengers, though, it's kind of funny that it's as you mentioned, it's Solo, but there's two characters. It reminds me of and I haven't really seen this myself, so this is just anecdotal. There's a porn, right, called Fuck Team 5, and me personally, I've never seen porn, never been on Pornhub, I've never been on ujizz.com. I have never been on OnlyFans myself, never. I don't do that kind of shit, right? But
I'm curious where you're taking us here, Pat.
Yeah, I'm fascinated. I'm totally leaned forward on the monitor right now.
It's just unique in that this title, Fuck Team 5, would never have 5 girls, right? It'll be like 3 girls, 10 girls, 12 girls. Every time it's called Fuck Team 5. So Solo Avengers is the Fuck Team 5 of Marvel Comics.
There you
That's fair. And
this is the comment of the night. That is the mic drop moment right there.
That's really great.
It's a long road, but it was worth it to get there.
Yes.
And it was Eric. It was Kieran Dwyer. This was the Kieran Dwyer era of Cap, and
every time
that whole bit, where it's if you got Grunwald and Dwyer doing Cap together, fucking brilliant.
It was a great run. I'm never going to be able to see Solo Avengers now without thinking of Fuck Team 5, but.
Thank you for that, Pat.
That is wired into my head forever now.
You're officially history's greatest monster. For that. Thank you for that.
It's not Dwyer on the cover, but yeah.
Ron Friends, that's my man.
Yeah,
Ron Friends is great, and he also would love work.
If I could, might hire him tomorrow. I think he's great.
You should hire him tomorrow. One of the most recent things I know he's doing was a cover for a Black Box comic. So come on, guys, let's.
I may
friends
have
can do better.
Talk to you about that. I will.
Yeah, you should. Paul Smith.
I love his work. I love his work.
Paul Smith would do work, and his page rate is very affordable. Like whatever you think it is, it's less.
Good to know. Yeah. All good things.
But I do think, yes, we've reached the end. So I thought this was a good way to conclude.
I like it.
Sums up 2021 pretty well.
Fuck Santa Claus, dude.
Yeah.
Anybody trying to hear about you, Santa Claus?
Yeah.
What are you doing on that roof?
Horrified children in the background. That's what sells it completely.
Where'd you get that bag? Where'd you get all these toys? I don't see any price tags. Where did toys come from?
I do like the police all realize there's an issue, but they're not stopping.
No, they're not overly concerned that they're doing it, only that these children are seeing it.
Yeah. That's the problem is the witnesses in the kindergarten.
So it's like, so Mark, does this mean we have to kill all these kids?
That's exactly what they're thinking right there. Well, it's been I like I said, this is the last one of the year. I think I've been looking out for the next couple of weeks, and I'm on the road, or I'm setting up a house, or it's crazy. But it's a crazy year. Did the year treat you guys well, or like I was having this conversation with them earlier. I think 2021 was a lot harder than 2020. What about you guys?
In some ways, I would agree. I want to say one thing. And I want to ask you one thing though. Your daughters are not little children. How are they dealing with the sudden shifting from "all my friends are here" to Texas? How's that going?
It's a transition. I think they're not they're going to miss it for sure. I think my older daughter, after the last couple of weeks of craziness, is a little bit more like, all right, fuck it, we're out. So both of them are excited about the prospect of horses. So
Horses, sure.
You can always win over kids with horses. Yeah, that's what's going to do it.
That's true.
Girls and their horses, man.
I don't know what it is, but they love them damn horses.
So it's a big change.
This year, I mean, this year's been okay. It's been pretty good. I think it was definitely less stressful than 2020 in some ways.
In some ways,
Bright and Green Lantern. Can't complain.
Yeah, there you go. That's great.
I'm happy.
Yeah. No, I think when it came to like 2020, there was so much like, well, what the hell is going to happen for like a lot of time there. And this year, there was a lot less of that. And there was more like, okay, we can do this. We can figure this out. It's not necessarily going to be easy, but there is a path that we're going to make this happen no matter what. So yeah, I'd say it sucked in some terms. Certainly, I mean, if you like movies, both these years have really been awful. Like, and not necessarily in terms of just the movies that have come out. I've seen some decent movies this year, but just the like volume of movies coming out and theaters and being like, sometimes they're going to come out in theaters, sometimes they're not, like that. It's just been such a mess.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that with every year there comes good and bad. It's funny though, I've seen so many posts recently say, "Listen, I know that we're all going through a hard time," and it's like, no, I'm not. Like, I'm chilling. This affects me in no way at all. I'm living my life, and like just maybe everyone like should just chill a fucking little bit, and we'd all be a little bit happier, dude. I
agree.
I know that bad something bad is happening. Something bad is fucking always happening. But it's all how you handle it, how you protect yourself, how you choose you want to live. Honestly, I feel like right now I'm in this phase of life where I really just, I want to appreciate the fact that, I'm alive, that people that I love are still here. Not all of them, but the ones that are here, fucking, I'm glad they're here. I'm glad to be here. And I think that so often I see people so flippantly take advantage of life and say, this entire year sucked. I know that everyone thinks this year sucked. And it's like, I really didn't. And guess what? Last year also didn't suck. It was a year that had bad things in it for sure, but it also had life. And life, I feel, is overall a great blessing. So 2021.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I will say this, though. Sometimes there's a split. Like my friend and I were talking about this through 2020 and into 21. Career-wise, creatively, the last couple of years, I would even say 3 years, have been nothing but icing. Just like I've never been more prolific. I'm getting to do the kind of work I want to do in the places I want to do them, and not a lot of people fucking with me about what that work is, which is, from a freelancer point of view, is actually a gigantic thing. And and then in the non-work life, all kinds of crazy stresses. Some of them obviously political and having to do with social things that are pushing on all of us, and other stuff like that. So it's been a kind of best of times, worst of times thing a lot of the time, and it's more a matter of what is the ratio from year to year.
Yeah. And
I can't say it's been horrible, but it sort of puts a temper on the good stuff. The stuff that is wrong, I always go, yeah, there's that shadow by the door sort of thing.
Yeah.
We have a tough time. I mean, we have a system right now that's designed to push everybody's buttons, no matter what those buttons are. they're going to do it. And it is hard to remember kind of the good things, but that's why I like coming on here with all of you and the people in the chat who did a great job and
Same.
having fun with us, drinking along with us. I mean, this is what comics should be. It's just having a good time, looking at old stuff, making fun of stuff, enjoying stuff.
Facts.
What else is necessary? We can have a good time.
I agree.
So,
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, just the lamentation of their women. Other than that, we're good. We have
Yes.
everything plus the lamentation of my enemy's women, and then we're
There
happy.
There you go.
So,
perfect.
Excellent. Excellent.
Well, if there's a way to do any kind of live thing before the end of the year, I'll be back and we'll figure it out.
let me know.
Yeah, we'll do 2022 and we'll be back on the right foot again. And thank you everybody for all the support of the channel. Past 25K, I can't believe that happened. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it looks
Congrats.
like it may
That's great.
pass.
Go, baby,
26.
go.
Yeah, there you
Awesome.
have it. So more of my bullshit to come. So thank you, everybody. Jeff, Pat, Joe. Of course, I gotta thank Joe again. Joe's been a constant collaborator this entire year. Had a wonderful time hanging out with Joe at Emerald City. I gotta make it up to see you, Jeff, and to see you, Pat,
Yep,
in your
let me
location as well. As fast as I can. But Joe and I had a great time. Shared a good cup of coffee. Wandered around with sweaty masks. It's a great time. So
Yeah, no, it was wonderful. It was nice getting that humidity all up in my face the whole show. It was good.
it's so nice, so wonderful, and ran into a lot of good people. Eric Kalicki was there doing a good job,
Yeah.
and Ben Temple-Smith was having a good time, and of course Sean and
Cool.
Katana we're doing a great. We're just having a good. I mean, just a lot of good energy there. So
Yeah.
we'll make it all work. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thanks for the support of the show. And if I don't
Thanks,
see you,
everybody.
see you next year.
Yes, thank you.
Happy holidays,
Yes.
Merry Christmas, whatever the hell you celebrate. Do it. Be
Yeah.
safe. You know.
That's it. Cheers,
Yeah,
everyone.
Sure. Sounds good.
Peace.